podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
BoxingVoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man, spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar Nova. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects. BoxingVoice.com. How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app. BoxingVoice.com. I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing voice.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another glorious morning. Thank the big man upstairs. You're up. You're out of the bed. Hopefully you ain't got the corona. And today we got a jam-packed show. We're going to start off with Shadasia Green in the 168-pound female division, Franchon Cruz division, Mariciela Conejos division, obviously Alejandra Jimenez division, and Savannah Marshall's division. We'll be talking to her this morning at 9:30 a.m. And then once we wrap that one up, we'll be discussing some boxing with big-time winner, coming off of the biggest win of his career, Jonah Carl. We'll be talking with him around 10 a.m., and then we'll finish off the show 10:30 with Savannah Marshall, also in that 168-pound division. Only female to defeat Clarissa Shields, the GWOAT. So those are the guests scheduled for today, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30. But we're here to discuss whether or not we are really going to get this Teofimo Lopez fight versus Vasiliy Lomachenko. We had Teofimo on the show, and he just doesn't seem confident he doesn't seem confident in Lomachenko and his team. He's been doing interviews outside of ours, all over the place, saying the same things. He's just not sure that Lomachenko wants this fight. He's been waiting on Lomachenko's signature forever. The fight was supposed to take place May 30th. It's not now, of course, due to coronavirus, but we never had a signature from Loma. So are we really getting this fight? What's really going on? This is what we're here to discuss. Plus, we got a couple of other side topics to kick around. But yeah, man, let's get on out to it. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Now, don't forget you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation, but you do got to be on that $15 tier, as this is a daily motion. I would call it daily motion, daily morning show. But let's get on out to my co-hosts.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dippy. There's no one like me. I'm from their claws. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up, you son of a bitch.
BoxingVoice.com.
Good morning to everyone in the TBV world. What's going on, champs? I am back trying to get it so that I'm in here every round with my man Ness. And yes, I'm excited to talk this morning because, you know what I'm saying? We got to put more light into this women's boxing. And, you know, I'm a fan of Shadasia Green. So let's get it going, man.
Yeah, man. Shadasia just went to Mexico and got herself a fight. She was scheduled to be on a Lou DiBella card. You know, poor girl has been scheduled to be on so many cards, so many fights. She was just in camp pretty much all 2019, bro. And, this was a good move by her handlers and her team to go ahead and get one out the way, man. I mean, we talk about that all the time, being in camp and then having that fight canceled or postponed and not being able to kind of, let loose. Let loose. I mean, talk to me about that, How big of an issue is it for people like Shadasia who are just in camp? They're in the gym, from July until December, waiting on an opponent, training every day. A lot of us like to say, I like the people that stay in the gym. But then, there's cliches that say you can leave it in the gym. So it's kind of difficult.
You could definitely go through a lot of frustrations as a fighter, kind of staying in camp the whole year, being prepared the whole year. A lot of people talk about it, live the life, but it's easier said than done. And, sometimes you get a little frustrated because things are not happening. And, I can see how a fighter can lose his motivation or his luster a little bit by not being in a competitive setting and not competing.
Yeah, man. So luckily for her, she was able to get something off. And we just want to see what's going on because she's on the cusp, honestly. And we also are going to have Savannah Marshall, who's a bigger name in that division. Clarissa Shields went to the UK and did a bunch of interviews. She did interviews with Spencer Fearon and Tundi Ajayi on The Fight Is Right. She did interviews with Sky Sports all over the UK, basically saying how she felt, how she wanted to avenge that amateur loss to Savannah Marshall. Now, thus far, it's been Marshall really not putting Clarissa's name in her mouth, allowing herself time to develop. She switched trainers. She switched promoters. She started her career with Floyd Mayweather Jr. That quickly ended, and she's now with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom, and she's being trained by Peter Fury now. So I think it was a matter of let me get used to my trainer, and then we go from there. But it's starting to seem anyway like this fight with Clarissa and Savannah Marshall may be happening a little bit sooner than we suggested. I'm not sure, but it just feels that way. I'm starting to see more and more, like I said, hype behind it.
Yeah, Savannah's definitely one of the fights that I want to see for Clarissa Shields. She won her last fight. She's won all her fights, all her 8 fights. She has 6 KOs. This is the type of chick that, or lady, excuse me, that can, make a good fight, And shit, man, I think Shadasia Green can make a great fight, but that's not my positioning, right, to make those matchmaking so soon. But fighters that'll give Clarissa a challenge. I thought the Hammer was gonna be that girl, and she got washed, man. We need somebody in there who's gonna be gritty and just as tough. And Savannah Marshall definitely is gonna be one of those girls, man. When this fight's gonna happen, I don't know. Is Clarissa Shields on schedule to fight someone else, or is she still waiting for a fight to be made up?
Well, she did have something penciled in. Now with the virus, we don't know what's going to take place, but she was about to be undisputed at 54. She was going to continue her campaign at 54 and get some more belts. It's either 54 or 60. Wherever she's at now, she's about to unify.
I never heard of the girl she's going to fight. Mary Eve DeCare?
Who, Clarissa?
Yeah, Clarissa.
Yeah, nah, she's just going after those belts. But that's how women's boxing is. Like, we're getting more and more familiar with it and educated because there are a couple of, I guess, I'm not going to say polarizing, but, attractive names, like Shadasia, like Franchon, like Mariciela Conejo, like Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, but you got your Katie Taylors, your Amanda Serranos, and then it starts to dip off. I know there's that Dominican girl. I haven't heard her name yet. I heard she got robbed. I didn't even see the fight. But look, let's get to the main topic. That's just 2 of our guests in the 168-pound division that we'll have on today. At 9:30, in about 18 minutes, we'll have Shadasia Green. Then at 10:30, we'll have 168-pound female Olympian from the United Kingdom. Only female to beat Clarissa Shields on the show at 10:30. Right now, let's talk. I mean, you're Honduran. Any frustrations for you? Because obviously from the ESPN article and many other interviews, our interview with Teofimo a couple Thursdays ago, he is definitely expressing frustration in not being able to have this fight finalized completely. And, I'm starting to scratch my head. A fight that was allegedly already done, a fight that allegedly Vasiliy Lomachenko accepted franchise status because this fight with Teofimo was so ready to happen that he couldn't fight Devin Haney. He didn't have the time to fight Devin Haney. Now here we are with no signed contract and the IBF champion kind of insinuating that he's waiting on Vasyl to sign these papers. Like he's ready to rock and roll.
I'll be honest with you. Teofimo's a young fighter. He's ready to go, and this again is a frustration that fighters have in their careers, and it's part of the game, man. I'm pretty sure that it's the negotiations. Where, how, when, what time. There's just so much that goes into a contract, and obviously, Teo right now is not the A side. Even though he's a champion, we know that Loma right now is basically holding the cards. And it's just a matter of the camps, man, agreeing on certain things. I know that's what's holding up the fight. But at the end of the day, Loma got to come see my boy, bro. He got to come see Teo no matter what. Teo's proven it time again. He was kind of ridiculed after that fight with my man from China. What was his name? Which was a tough guy. Forget his name. Let me see if I hate calling people by just the nationality.
Yeah, I don't know.
Masayoshi Nakatani. Look at that. I would have never remembered that. But a lot of people after that fight kind of wrote my man Teo off, and I didn't because I knew that Masayoshi was a solid guy. I know my man was going through some personal things, and it's like I said, sometimes the hits from life outside of the ring hit you harder than the ones inside the ring. So, I knew he was still good, but when he washed Rich Kami in that way, man, for any of the doubters out there, man, I hope y'all ain't doubting my boy anymore. And he's gonna give Loma a lot of problems, bro. Loma's been knocked down by Linares. He's been knocked down. He's felt it, man. He's felt it, and from guys that I believe that punch a lot lighter than Teo. Teo packs a hell of a punch. So, I could see how Vasyl's probably kind of like, let me marinate or let me wait, let him wait. He's playing the diva.
I mean, it's just strange to me because there was a deal in place. There was so much talk about this through the promoters and the fighters and ESPN as a broadcaster and their announcers. And it just seemed like this was set in stone. To be here now, kind of scratching our head as to what's going on. I mean, why is it not signed? We got plenty of fights that are signed and not delivered because of the corona. So this could be one of them, just waiting for a television date. Instead, it's waiting for signatures and negotiation. When we had Teofimo on, he made it seem like, Vasyl really didn't want it in New York. And I've seen interviews with Vasyl on his own YouTube channel, obviously speaking in Ukraine, but they added the subtitles, they being the, publishers of the video. And it says that he feels like New York is Teofimo's hometown, that the Latinos have adopted him. And maybe that could be giving him some sort of hesitancy. He's being a little bit hesitant to go that route, to go to New York City route.
Where the hell you want the fight?
Neutral ground, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. I mean, look, man, but isn't this all in-house anyway? They're both top-ranked fighters, right?
Correct.
So what's all the hubbub? You know what I'm saying? What's all the holdup? If you in-house already, why is this fight not being made as soon as possible? Maybe you got a guy.
Bro, the A side haven't signed, so you know why. He's not happy. He's the A side.
Well, look, man, if I'm the Bob father, I'm looking at one hand. I got Teofimo, young rising star. I got Loma, the machine. He's been doing his thing already, and not for nothing. Like, you kind of got to weigh your options out as a promoter and somebody that has two great fighters, because one of them's got to let go of their O now. And I'm not, and I'm saying the imaginary. Oh, they keep giving Loma. You know what I'm saying? But somebody's got after this fight. Somebody's stock is gonna drop. Somebody's gonna get.
I don't know about dropping the stock.
I believe somebody's gonna get humiliated in this fight, bro. This is the type of fight that we're gonna see. Somebody's gonna get it. Somebody's gonna get it. This ain't gonna be a fight that's gonna be once a back and forth. No, somebody's gonna get it. These two are gonna get in there and they're gonna go hard. So, I'll be hesitant, to making any little mistakes in the negotiations. I want the fight to be perfect so that the outcomes are perfect. In business,
I don't know, man. I don't know about anybody being embarrassed. I would hope not, to be honest with you, right? Because it's like we have these guys that are willing to get in there with each other. And, you said someone's stock is going to go down. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that, it's like the Ruiz AJ, where both men's stock went up.
But you know what it is, man? Us as boxing fans, we're hard on our fighters, man. We're very hard sometimes on our fighters. And you got one guy who's trying to prove he's the best. You got one that's trying to hold the throne and say that he's the best. And you know how Lomachenko fights, man? He does embarrass cats. That's what he does. And what does my man Teo do? He knocks you the hell out. Somebody's going to get embarrassed, man. And this is why I see that Lomachenko is so tentative in not making this fight as soon as possible, or just the simple fact that maybe I want everything on my side. I'm the A side. I want everything to lean towards me. And maybe Teofimo's camp is not allowing that to happen all the way, and this is what we're experiencing right now. But the fight's going to happen.
Again, I don't believe it's Teofimo. His side is signed. He's the one in the article, expressing frustrations. He's waiting on Vasyl to get it together. It says, the article on ESPN.com says Lopez frustrated, awaiting Lomachenko deal. When you click it, it gets into more. It says Lopez, frustrated because Lomachenko hasn't finalized the deal. So the balls seems to be in Lomachenko's corner. He's the one that seems to have some sort of issue. And I quote, "We're waiting, particularly on Loma and his team for the fight." He told ESPN on Thursday afternoon, he being obviously Teofimo Lopez. "I think he was being mad difficult when certain things, negotiation-wise, he wanted a bigger cut. He wanted a bigger percentage, such and such." Lopez continued. So it was pretty much going back and forth. Now this happened, and apparently they sent Loma back to the Ukraine, back home. So I don't know. Honestly, I'm just frustrated about all this and about how he's handled things and how he's doing things. Air him out, Tio. Air his ass out.
I mean, we haven't seen Loma in the ring, in over 7 months already, 8 months? We haven't seen him in the ring. I mean, is there a possibility that this fight for both of them won't happen next? Is there a possibility that Vasyl might take on another opponent to come back? Because 6 to 8 months out of the ring, that's a long time. As a champ too, you know what I mean? These guys are constantly getting new lions ready to attack, and Teofimo is no joke. So I don't know if Vasiliy Lomachenko is going to come straight back to fighting Teo, being off on a layoff that long. I mean, his last fight was on August, and we're already in going into April. I don't know. You do got me thinking now. I might be a little worried that this fight won't be the next for both of them, and you'll see Teofimo still waiting, man.
And I quote, "I try to make these fights happen for the fans. The fans are the ones that will win at the end of the day. But honestly, we're not going to wait on this guy. We gave him everything he needs, everything he wants. And now he's complaining about New York. He wants it in Vegas. He wants it in Cali. Man, it's being annoying. You know what I'm saying? And I get him. Now Loma's saying New York is Teofimo's home crowd. The dude was born in Brooklyn, raised in Florida, moved to Las Vegas, and is residing in Vegas. New York, Brooklyn is his hometown now.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why they would, not even just Teo, you know what I'm saying? Because I know Teo would love to fight in front of the crowd up there in New York, you know, especially in Brooklyn, over there at the Barclays Center. It'd be wonderful, but, you know, it's a game of chess, right? Loma's looking at it like, oh, he's gonna have the hometown advantage, da da da. I mean, is it Lomachenko though? Because I don't think Lomachenko gives a shit about that. It might be the handlers, man. It might be the manager. Isn't it? Who's his manager? Forgot his daggone name. Aegis
actually has a quote that says, and I quote, "He's working out and preparing for whatever is going to happen. We're waiting for a deal." Lopez 22. Oh no, that's it. That was the end quote. Damn, that was whack. What the fuck is that?
Is it the money? I mean, we know.
Well, Lopez said it was the money. He said, "Come on, you didn't hear that, bro? My man just told you. Look." He said, "We gave him everything he needs, everything he wants. And now he's complaining about New York. He wants it in Vegas. He wants it in Cali. It's becoming annoying." Before that, you know, he told you that he was complaining about money too. You know, so like, I don't know. What more can you do? You know what I mean? Like, my man is frustrated. Look, he wanted a bigger cut. Look. He wanted a bigger cut. He wanted a bigger percentage, such and such. So, like, he's been blessing him by abiding to everything that he wants. So he asked for a bigger cut. They gave him a bigger cut. He wanted a bigger percentage. They gave him a bigger percentage. And now this is what Teofimo's saying. So now after we did all that, now he's saying, nah, I don't want it in New York. That's your hometown. Let's go to Vegas or Cali. He's like, bro, you're becoming annoying. Like, what you afraid of something? That's how I'm perceiving it. You want everything on your end as if Teofimo don't bring nothing. Niggas don't even know you. You don't even speak English.
This is true. I wonder how this is getting negotiated, man. If we're gonna get into, like, you know, that social media and just the push that each one of these fighters has. Look, I don't know no analytics of what's going on for my man Loma out there on the Western Hemisphere. I don't know if in Ukraine or that Europe, Russia. I mean, Russia itself has 150 million people. China. I mean, who are you attracting on your end, right? Who are you attracting? They're gonna buy these pay-per-views. They're gonna do who are?
Yo.
Where is he basing his positioning in the negotiation as to be here diva'd out and not want to fight in New York? Like, I just don't get it sometimes on where they get that push from. But obviously he's the franchise champion, and I guess that means for something in the negotiation or what he's doing or how he's acting. You know, it gets a little tiring for the fans, man, to see these champs. I mean, we saw AJ acting like that for a while, you know. You start acting like a diva, you know, instead of taking the fights that the people want to see. Again, I don't know if this Loma himself, you know, this all falls into the negotiations and the managers, man, and the promoters. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they feel like they got to have everything on their side. You know, fights are postponed and eventually never made because of that. But, you know, being as though they're both champs, these guys are bound to bump heads anyway. If it's not going to be in the next couple of months, it'll be, but, you know, I believe it'll be before the end of the year. Again, I'm saying Loma's been out the ring for 8 months, and it's going to be longer because it's not like the fight's happening this month or the next. We don't know. So this fight is in danger of not being next for both of these fighters. And I'm starting to lean stronger towards, you know, Loma taking on another fighter before he goes to Teo. It's just, it would be the right thing to do, in my opinion. Again,
I think that you're right. I think Loma might take another fight because check this out, right? He says, I'm not going to just be this like a sitting duck and just wait on this man. Obviously, I've been saying for a while now that I want to move up to 140, and that's still on my mind. The only thing keeping that from happening and existing is the Loma fight. If it doesn't happen, if it doesn't occur, it's not on me. It's just difficult at times like this because how things play out and how things are. So Aegis insisted, and I quote, "I think everything is agreed on our side. We're just waiting on a venue." So Teofimo believes that's the issue, though. Now he don't want to do it in New York. This was always a New York, Madison Square Garden fight. Now you got his manager of Lomachenko saying they went in on a venue. That means that they're not happy with New York. They do want to go to Cali and Vegas.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, if it's the last, if it's the last I to dot, T to cross, then what kind of advantage does Tio get by having a fight in New York, and why are you holding it up because of a venue? I just don't get it. What's going to be different in Las Vegas than it is going to be in New York? Is it money? Is it what is it? What?
I mean, money can definitely be one of those options, right? Because it can be a site fee. One of those casinos might want to pay to get that type of fight over there, so the site fee could be bigger. And again, neutral territory is really what it is. But a couple other quotes from Teofimo. He says, and I quote, "I figured when they canceled the March 14th for Shakur Stevenson, then they canceled March 17th for Mick Conlon. That's when I knew. I was like, I'm next. We're pretty sure we're next," Lopez says in regards to his May 30th date. "And we're not canceled, but we're pretty much just postponed till further notice. This coronavirus thing is screwing a lot of things up, not just in boxing, but the NBA, every sport in general, everywhere. So this is something very serious, obviously, and hopefully things get better," end quote.
Yeah, definitely can see how this coronavirus thing has affected all facets of life, man. And boxing, it wasn't able to get away from it. Like you said, all the leagues, NBA, NFL, and all whatnot. We can pretty much say that March 30th might not happen. Okay, so how much longer are we?
May 30th.
Wait? May 30th. Okay, excuse me. All right, well, still. April, May, that's 2 months. Hopefully, God willingly, we're blessed with with an active vaccination or something like that that can, kill all this third crazy things that is happening in this world and get that fight. But again, we just don't know what's happening. These promoters and the people that are managing, they can always try to negotiate, but they can't negotiate around this. Now, it's still, if we're talking about that he has a fight for May, and we're in this situation right now worldwide, I don't think it's happening in May either, man. I don't think it's happening in May either.
Oh, you're absolutely right, especially according to Bob Arum. He says, let me get this quote, and I quote, "I mean, I'm not a genius. There's no answer because I'm not going to bullshit anybody.
Absolutely,
there are no answers because I don't know. I'm not going to make stuff up. I'm not going to make stuff up to make people happy. If we started planning for June, who knows if there's going to be a fight for June? What do you do with May? Do we know? So to plan and tell guys to start preparing like they're going to fight in May, that's counterproductive because we just don't know. We are a little clogged in this whole wheel that if the NBA doesn't know, if Major League Baseball doesn't know, how the hell do we know? This is 2020, and this is now Lopez, his frustration again. This is 2020. I haven't fought yet, and we already in March, and I fought in December. I'm trying to fight at least three times this year, and who knows how long this virus is going to last and how long this situation is going to last and push us back. All this stuff, honestly, let's just see the whole thing now. You really can't do much at times like this. It's unpredictable. You just have to really sit and wait.
We're all stuck on that seat, man. We're all waiting. But at the end of the day, man, in the perfect world, if this wasn't going on, Bob has he has two diamonds in his hands, man, and one of them is gonna get scratched up. One of them's not gonna have so much luster after this fight, and I can see how he might want to just keep kind of pushing it back, letting these guys fight other guys. Good fights. There's still good fights out there that can be made for Tio and Loma, and while Loma.
Let me interrupt you real quick. We got our first guest, 168-pound females division, Shadasia Green, up and coming prospect / contender, depending on how you're looking at that division. Shadasia, good morning. How are you? How are you holding up with this virus?
Good morning, Ness. Thanks for having me. I'm good, man. I'm good. Just want to say what's up to the Boxing Voice, man. I'll be listening to y'all show. Y'all doing your thing. I appreciate y'all having me on this platform,
Appreciate you coming on, man. I know times are tough right now for fighters, so we just kind of want to ask. I mean, I know your personal gym is kind of private. Your manager has a beautiful setup for you and some of your other stablemates. So are you still attending that gym, or has that private gym even been closed due to the virus?
I mean, with the situation going on, we took precaution. Actually, we talked about it while we were in Mexico fighting, and we closed it down. They wanted to close it down just to take precaution. Where I stay at is actually a curfew, so things are pretty tight around here, but I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm still very much in touch with my trainer. I'm running at least, I think I did 6 miles yesterday, so we're staying in shape, and I'm just so eager to get back. I don't know if things are going to change within the week, but I can't wait to get back in the gym, man. I'm ready to get back and get back to fighting. I miss it.
So talk to me about this curfew, because I'm in New Jersey right along with you. They got us on, I think, an 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock curfew.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock? Okay.
Exactly.
Does that make it difficult with your daytime job and trying to get the road work, or are you?
What's funny? My daytime job quarantined me. So I actually, I can stay at my place, but after the trip to Mexico, they said, you was out of the country, and we just want to take safety hazards, and you got to quarantine yourself. So right now there is no job. Really, nobody around me that I know are working except for my mom and my sister, and that's because they work in the medical field. So it's killing me, honestly. I'm so used to my routine that I get up and go to work. I go to training at 11. I run. Right now I'm just strictly running. I get up, I hit the mountain, and you'll be amazed that, even though everybody's quarantined, there's so many people up at the mountain. I mean, it's a 2-mile around, and I'm running around that thing 3 times, and there's at least, I'm telling you, I'm running past people, there's at least 100 people up there. People are taking the precaution, but they're getting out there, and they're getting their lungs open, and they're exercising, man. It's crazy.
Miss Green, what's going on? It's Alex. Just wanted to say, man,
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
it is kind of crazy, you coming out from Mexico. How was that experience coming back into the country? I mean, you say you were quarantined. How long was that quarantine for?
I'm still in quarantine. My job quarantined me. Mexico right now is actually one of the safest places. They don't have too many cases. I haven't shown any symptoms. I don't have it. I'm staying safe. I'm washing my hands, but they gave us no problem getting back into the country. But what I did hear is that they were going to close down the border and not allow people in, because if you look up Mexico and you look up everything that's going on, there's really no cases. Maybe I heard of 1 or 2, but there are no cases in Mexico. And I mean, Mexico is huge. It takes 29, almost a day and a half, 2 days to get from one place in Mexico to the next, to another. So, the experience with the airport and traveling wasn't the issue. I mean, I had on gloves, I had my hand sanitizer. I took a lot of pictures in Mexico, but when I got back, my company actually, the human resources quarantined me, and my place of work, they were already going into quarantine itself. But then the human resources department, stated that I needed to self-quarantine for 2 to 14 days.
Wow.
So
what an experience.
I want to ask some questions about the Mexico experience. We've been having a couple of fighters on that have decided to take their career by the horns just like you, head to Mexico. Chris Lovejoy is 19-0, 19 KOs. He's living in Las Vegas, and he went to Mexico, got 19 fights and 19 KOs, making some noise. And now his next fight is going to put him in the top 10 in the WBA. So I wanted to get your experience. How was it for you? Is this your first time visiting Mexico? Is this your first time fighting in Mexico? How was the overall experience from the beginning? Just everything that you experienced, everything you were thinking, how was it?
I mean, fortunately, I love to fight. And Mexico, I've been there before. I've been to Cancun, Mexico, but this place we went to, I think where Canelo was from, I was anxious to meet him, but of course that didn't happen. But, when you're eager to fight and you can't find an opponent, you're up and coming, you're trying to get the ring experience, you're trying to get in there, climb those, because there's nothing like climbing those stairs. There's not an experience that's going to replace that. So my team, thought it was a good idea. My trainer was on board. We went to Mexico. It's so crazy because anything can happen in this organization. It's like you could be fighting one person, and then next thing you know, they switch it up, and you're fighting another person. I actually fought a solid opponent and got the knockout in the first round. Somebody that I forgot her name. She was 5-3. She had 4 knockouts, and it was a great experience. The Mexican fans showed me a lot of love. I mean, the people were staring at me. They didn't know what to expect, but they were smiling. They were nice. Got in the ring, did what I had to do. And I mean, I took at least 100 pictures. I didn't turn down anybody. I was just glad to be back in the ring. And the people over there were very, very nice and respectful, and the food was amazing. I was cautious about what I was eating before the fight, and it was just like a normal fight. If the opportunity presents itself, and I may go back over there. At this point, the boxing is about having confidence, and the skills that I possess, I'm ready for whatever. I don't care what it is. I'm ready for everything to open up for me. I'm paying my dues. I'm being patient. I train very, very hard. I spar very, very hard. I've got great opportunities, to be in there with top contender and men champions, and even I had the luxury of sparring John Bowser. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. And his show got canceled. So at this point, if we got to go to Mexico to get that record, to get the record going and get the experience and do what Lovejoy or Chris, I forgot his name, Chris does, and he set himself up for a great opportunity to showcase his talents on a professional championship level, then I'll do the same thing. Whatever it is, whatever it's going to take for the world, because when the world does, it's not if, it's basically when the world sees me, they're going to be pleased, and I have a championship pleasing style, and I'm confident, and I'm ready for whatever, honestly. So whatever we got to do, whatever the team decides, that's what we're going to do.
How was the climate out there? Fighting in the heat.
It was hot.
Was it to a point where you felt the difference? As far as fighting fights that you've had up here up north.
Absolutely. I mean, it was 90 degrees over there. I left a climate that was about 40, 45. And then now I'm fighting in 90-degree weather. I had on a sweatshirt. I went to the airport with a little jacket and a sweatshirt. And I retired that, and that's why I was also scared coming back, because I know with my body and that type of climate change, so like rapid like that, I could be, I could show sickness, and I'm like, people, it's tough right now. Any type of symptoms, jobs will say, okay, you'll get better, and everybody's like, your immune system is good, but if you show, it's so scary with everything that's going on. If you show any type of symptoms, you're liable to get fired, and you're liable to be all over the news. And, honestly, I can't fathom that. So the climate, I did it safe. I took the jacket off. I turned the air up in my room, but it was, and I think I fought outside in a sense, so it was cool. It was different. It made me grateful for the United States, of course, but it also made me grateful for the love that they show. Those people show a lot of love. They're generous. I had some fresh squeezed juice. It was the best fresh squeezed orange juice I ever had in my life. Stuff. I mean, I had some like I had no carbs. I stuck strictly to the protein and salad. I mean, even the salad was good. The salad was great.
All
Everything
fresh
was good.
ingredients,
It
man,
was a
straight
beautiful
from the
thing.
earth. And how was
Yeah,
how
for real.
was the energy in the crowd? You know, you're painting us a wonderful picture on how the fans are down there. But how was that energy when you were fighting?
You know, I was fighting somebody from Mexico. So my trainer right away told me, like, listen, they're going to scream for her. Stay focused. Don't worry about that. So I kept a poker face. You know, a lot of people were speaking to me before the fight, but I was staying focused. I wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't trying to take any pictures. The knockout to me, it's a little crazy because you hear the shot. It was like a gunshot, like, pow. So after that, I heard the crowd go like, oh. The moment I stepped out the ring, every kid, every mother with a baby, I mean, grown men, you know, during the fight, they were like, you know, before the fight, they were smiling. They were, hello, good luck. And they were smiling at me like, I guess to them I looked like somebody, you know, interesting. And then after the knockout, I'm telling you, I took at least 100 photos. Yeah, 100. It was at least 100 photos. And the energy after that was amazing. I knew my team. I was like, listen, we got to get out of here. It was getting dark, and there's things to be said about, you know, certain areas that you're driving through after it gets dark. It gets dangerous. So I'm like, listen, I want to do what I got to do, and I want to get back to the hotel. Get me back to my hotel. And I couldn't even deny the energy, the love that they were showing. You just want to give it back. So it took me after the fight. The fight only took, I'd say it was 2 minutes and almost 140, a minute and 40 seconds into the fight. And after that, I'm like, man, get me back to the hotel. But there was no way. I couldn't even get dressed without taking pictures.
The people's champ, Shadeja.
So, Shadeja, obviously, you know, at one point you were ranked, I think, number 5 or 4 in IBO.
I think it was 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4 in the IBO. You were supposed to have a fight in November. Talk to me about some of these canceled fights and how long you've actually been in camp till you actually got this Mexico fight.
Man, I've been in camp since my last fight. Since after Hernandez, I went right back into camp. No break, no rest. So I think that was about 7 months ago. And I was supposed to fight on Lou DeBella card. I was supposed to fight in PA. And basically, it just comes down on not being able to find an opponent. You know, not being able to get somebody to step in the ring with me unless they are already a champion. So it's been tough. It's been tough, but the thing about it is you could only do 2 things. You could either complain or make a way. And I think that I'm so in love with what I do that I'm actually glad that I'm in the gym, you know, training. But it's been, as far as mental, it gets a little, it's wear and tear on your mental, of course, and some wear and tear on your body if you don't do it right. But I've been supposed to fight like at least 3 or 4 times, and there's been no action. And I'm always finding out maybe a week before the fight, right when I'm, you know, cutting or coming down. Like, oh, we don't have an opponent. You know, there's always a deadline with these fights that you have to find, and you have to do certain stuff with the commissioner a week prior to, you know, when the bell is supposed to ring. So there was an opportunity, and it was a guaranteed thing. It was for sure. And then actually we had got a call like that they had a slot for us on another card, but it wasn't guaranteed that we were going to get an opponent. So we went with the thing that was for sure. And I was able to knock, I guess, getting to the ring, that sort of rushed off. But then this thing happens, and, you know, I'm ready to go home, maybe take a day off and get right back into it. But the pandemonium right now with everything going on, it puts a stop to that. So I'm taking it as maybe I just need to rest a little bit. I'm staying focused, and it's just making me miss it. It's just building up so much, so many things I want to work on and do when I get back in the gym. And just we can't take anything for granted right now.
So, how are you looking at this situation? I don't know if you're following the Franchon Cruz situation. She's been reinstated as the WBO super middleweight champion. The WBC still has not reinstated her, but there has been some talks from the WBC of maybe putting her title vacant and allowing her to fight with the next person in line. I do not know where you're ranked, but I did want to get your thoughts on the overall Franchon Crews situation and now the possible ruling of the WBC making the former champ who did nothing wrong to refight for her belt that was already hers. I don't know. Just how do you feel, and would you be willing to get in that vacant slot, or do you think you need some more time?
Listen, at this point, I believe in my team and my trainer, and I got a world-class trainer who's been around for a while. And if he says we're ready, then we're ready. And that's what I mean. A lot of these times with my career, I always say, listen, when the timing is right, or I need the experience. But if he says we're ready, then goddamn it, we're ready. Now with Franchon Crews, I feel like she should be reinstated. Regardless of the situation, it wasn't an honest win. She works her behind off. She was honest. She passed all her tests. She earned her belts. And me per se, whatever she lost that night, because it was dishonest and because tests came back and things weren't where they're supposed to be, then the mistake should be corrected and she should be reinstated and she should have all her titles. Now, if I had the luxury of doing that and that opportunity presented itself, and the money is right and everything is right to my team, and that's what my terrific wants to do, then we're going to get in the gym and we're going to get ready and do what we got to do. I'm confident. I got skills to pay the bills, man, period. You can't wait for something after a while. It's something, it all depends on what God's, set forth. If it's presented to you and everything is right, you can't turn it down. But me personally, I think she should be reinstated. I most certainly does. She earned that. She fought for that. Nobody gave her those titles. She went and took them. She went and won, and they were taken from her unjustified. This, whatever happens, I don't know exactly the specifics of what tests and what went wrong, but if she wasn't defeated correctly and honestly, she should receive her belts back.
And let me ask you, we interviewed Franchon. She said, that she would not fight Miss Jimenez again. And if she was pushed into it, the money would obviously have to be right and the testing and all that. But, she might go as far as a civil suit. So my question to you is, knowing now the history of Jimenez, would you still, because she's still ranked above you in the IBO and on other sanctioning, would you entertain that fight, or is that a person you would want to stay away from until she's probably on, 365-day WBC VADA testing?
That would be, because at the end of the day, with this situation, you would have to consider your health and everything else going on. But boxing is supposed to be a clean sport, Floyd Mayweather insisted and forced it, and USADA has been doing a great job of testing, but for some odd reason, the testing is getting back a little too late for my liking. It's getting back 30 days after whatever, the after fact, and as we know, anything can happen while you're boxing, while you're fighting. Jimenez, for me, I would have to know that she's clean before entering the ring. Seriously, I'm not thrilled with her ability. I'm not going to talk bad about her, but she was strong that night. She was really, really extremely strong. She was coming forward. She was taking a lot of shots, and she wasn't falling. So, we got people like that, but unfortunately, testing came back and it showed some things. So for me, I would have to know that she's clean prior to the fight, after the fight. So if 365, I'm not staying away from nobody. That's over with. That's done with, Like I said, I'm confident, but I would have to know that she's practicing clean, just like I'm working my behind off and practicing clean too. I understand Franchon completely. I'm not in the situation. I'm not on her team, but I side with her in the sense that if you've been caught, honestly, she should be suspended. She should be. There should be some penalties for that. In a big world championship fight, I think that she should be. She lost a lot of weight, She came down from a large amount of weight. So, like I said, that would be something I would talk about with my team. And whatever they want to do, whatever my trainer wants to do, rather, because there's a difference in your team and your trainer. Whatever my trainer wants to do, that's what we're gonna do. We'll talk about it. He listens to me. he opens up and takes into consideration what I feel, and we come to a decision as a team.
All right, Shadeja, we got a couple questions from the people. They knew we were going to interview you, so they sent in some questions, and we'll get you out of here. Once again, just want to thank you, obviously, for the time. We got the first one coming from Victor Baluel. Victor, I'm botching your last name, and I'm supposed to be Spanish. Okay, boxing is a unforgiving sport. What keeps you motivated to run miles, hit the bag, and spar the rounds day in and day out?
I mean, it's just something I love. I'm motivated from within. Boxing is in my blood. I've been around it for so long. And actually, yesterday I was running, and I said to myself, because I used to hate to run, but I love running now, like even long distance sprints. So I'm just motivated from within. I mean, I love the contact. I love punching the bag. I love pads. I still get very, very nervous about sparring, but I love that too. I just love doing what I do, honestly.
Dual Ingram, this is a question you've already answered, so we'll just shout him out. Dual Ingram says TBV had the HH Diva, who is obviously French on Cruz, on, and she basically says she had PTSD from the Alejandra cheating. Do you think she should rematch Alejandra in the future? And you just gave that answer, just giving him a shout out. George Foster in the UK says, is the winner of Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano the pound for pound number one?
Absolutely. That's a great fight. That fight is bigger than any woman's fight that I've ever heard of. Up and coming. Shout out to Amanda Serrano. She's, I look up to her. I watch her. She's actually one of my favorite female fighters. And Katie Taylor is amazing too. Definitely pound for pound. Definitely going to be one of the biggest women's fights ever in history. And that's going to place a legend, practically, so to speak, I think. Definitely.
All right, we got Mr. Sims who says, what's up, champ? Ness speaks extremely high of you, and 168 right now is the most exciting division with Dazn, Eileen, Cedrus, Alicia Napoleon, Espinoza, Savannah Marshall, and obviously, all right, this is not my word, so editor's brackets here, the Cheetah Jimenez, and the GWOAT, of course, Clarissa. I really want to see you fight. Are you looking to be the woman's flagship fighter for Impact TV or PBC or Fox? Because women's boxing is on fire.
I'm looking to be, God willing, I want to be the face of women's boxing. I want to showcase my skills on the highest platform, and I feel like whatever platform offers me that opportunity, and it makes sense. That's where I want to place myself. I know right now PBC is doing a lot with male fighters. You don't really see too many female fighters on PBC. Shouts out to them though. But there's a lot of promoters out there that are doing big things for women's boxing. I mean, look, we just talked about Matchroom doing it for Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. They're making that fight happen. So whatever platform, I'm going to be able to showcase my talents all over the places where I want to be placed, is where I want to have the opportunity to fight.
For sure. Just two more. We got J-Mac in New Orleans that says, who do you got, Bud versus Spence?
That's a good question, man. I'm a fan that night. I've learned to be a fan in those matchups that are tough. A lot of people are taking sides. You can't take anything away from Spence, man. He's a beast. Man. He fights he doesn't fight everybody the same. What I'm noticing, he shows up, he fights different, he adapts. And I mean, Bud is the man right now. Bud is vicious. Bud is in shape. Bud is talented. So at that point, I can't pick, man. I'm just a fan watching and admiring and studying.
All right, last one is from Trey, and she wants to know Canelo versus Spence. Who you got at 160?
Canelo is my favorite fighter. Spence is 147, 154. I got Canelo. And that seems odd because I'm able to pick. I'm able to pick, but Canelo is my guy. Canelo is pound for pound right now. Canelo owns the 160 division. He owns the 168 division. That's the way I see it. That's the way I got it.
All right. Well, Ms. Green, I want to thank you, obviously, for coming on the show. If you can, please give out any social media so these people that aren't following you can do so. And once again, man, thank you again for coming on the show and just updating us on everything that is your career.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you having me on your platform. Let's keep doing your thing. The Boxing Voice, one of the best boxing platforms in the world. I've been paying attention to you guys. I get all my news from you guys. I love you guys. Instagram is Shadasia_Green, and Facebook is just Shadasia Green. Search me on there and follow me. Show me some love. I'll follow back. I try to keep it boxing. Probably you see some pictures of my nephews up there because, you know, boxing in my family is what I love. And just continue to, you know, pray for me and follow me, guys. And, you know, one day we'll all meet and I'll be able to show you, you know, what's brilliant about me.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Green. I'm going to go ahead and keep it moving. Thank you once again. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Shadasia Green, 168-pound division, up-and-coming contender, prospect/contender because of the way, obviously, the rankings work. She's on the cusp. She's right behind Savannah Marshall. We'll be having Savannah Marshall on today in about another 30 minutes. We're supposed to have Jonah Carl on the show in about 2 minutes, who's kind of gone MIA right now. But Doomy, man, what did you think? Shout out to Shadasia for coming on the show. Very happy she was able to go out to Mexico and kind of take the bull by the horns, you know, get her do her thing, because that's what she needed to do. I mean, 7 months out the ring, that's no good. I hope she could do a few more Mexico fights, you know what I mean? Because she came back with a lot of confidence and saying the right things, and that's what fights do, man. That's what I say. You know, I changed my stance a long time ago, and that started to be my new slogan, man. These fights you have to fight these fights. Just because people think you can win, it doesn't mean anything, because you gain a lot in that ring.
Look, we all know this ain't no secret, you know what I mean? Plenty of fighters, women and men, have been taken over to Mexico. Mexico's a fighting country, easier to get fights over there. And, you know, Devin has done it. Andy did it. Andy Ruiz did it. A lot of people have gone to Mexico and built up, you know.
Dude, everybody does it, bro. Everybody.
You know, and you know, it's easier to make those fights out there. And believe it or not, there's fighters all over the world. There's fights to be made all over the world, and not everybody has the loop on them. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Not everybody has the attention. There's plenty of good hard fights that she can get down there with, you know, probably local fighters that are popular that can give her the experience she needs, because, you know, it's not just about putting numbers up on the record. You know, she has to be able to get some good work down there, good fights that are gonna prepare her for her future in fighting the Clarissa Shields and, you know, all the top elites. I'm not saying that Shadasia ain't at their medal, but you know, the experience under the lights does count for a lot, and it's a hell of a way to build it over there. And I asked about the climate for a reason.
Absolutely, man. The lights and the audience, the cheers, all that comes into play. So, like, it doesn't matter how good you are. You can't jump in the ring with someone like Clarissa that's already had, you know, female dancers walk out with her for her walkout. You know, like, she's already prepared for stardom. She's gotten a few tries at her walkout in her ring outfit. Shadasia hasn't gotten there. And I wouldn't, you know, I asked the question about the possibility of the WBC and the vacant title because of the landscape. It is she may get a call because the way that the landscape is. It's not that I want her to get the fight at 4-0. You know, it's not the right fight. I would love to see her fight like a Tori Nelson, you know, one of these common opponents with Clarissa and Dazn. Maybe Mariciela Cornejo, who may be too experienced right now. Mariciela has had a lot of decent-sized shows, you know, with enough fans cheering and yelling her name. So, you know,
I mean, pretty much if the fighter can get past all of that and put him or herself in that gladiator mode mentality, you can go ahead and pass through these you know, the big lights and all that stuff. But you know, for somebody that might not be mentally prepared, and I'm not saying she ain't mentally prepared, I'm just saying somebody that might not, you know, like you said, trying on a new you know, seeing how good you look, is my ring walk going to be okay, you know, all that stuff does come into play, and it's good to have somewhat of an experience
Absolutely.
before you go ahead and get into those big, huge fights, because I believe in Shadeja, man, and we see her in the gym. She got the skills to pay the bills. You know what I mean? So it's not like I can't just say, oh, you know what, it's too early for her.
Listen,
also.
I don't want to see her in there until I see that she's letting her hands go a little bit more. I don't know if that changed. I wasn't in Mexico. Wish I could have went, but gladly I didn't with what's going on. But yeah.
Now, Savannah Marshall, man, she's a tough gal, man. Tough guy. I've been looking at some of the highlights and stuff like that just now. And she's a very skilled fighter, rangy fighter. I know we said it before that the Hammer with Hammer, we thought the Hammer was going to be the one, but I see Savannah Marshall being the real deal. That's the fight that the fans are going to enjoy, man, and they want to see. This is going to be a very competitive fight between Savannah and Claressa, and I hope it gets made. I mean, is it already in talks? Is it already signed? I'm a little late on things as of recent, but what's going on with that? Is that already locked and loaded?
What?
Claressa and Savannah?
No, but that's been the talk. Claressa did her UK tour, and kind of did a couple of interviews bringing up Savannah. Obviously, she's in the UK, so anybody interviewing her is going to say, oh, well, your only loss is to Savannah Marshall. And obviously, Claressa is going to be like, I want that fight, but she don't want to fight. You know what I mean? She hasn't asked for the fight. So it's starting to be talked about, but Claressa still has her unification going on.
And she's unifying with who now?
You got to look it up. I don't know the girl. Listen, let me. I'm gonna open up the phone lines for real quick because I want to see if Jonah Carl. He's not responding, but I'm gonna try and just call his phone and see what it is.
What's up with my boy Jonah?
I know he's got that big win, man. I wanted to holler at him.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
All right. Let me see. We going out to, let's see who's on the line rocking out with us. We got Trey in the Bay, Boomerang. What's going on?
Come back to me, Ness. I'm busy.
All right. We're going out to New Orleans, Boomerang.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all.
I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Derek.
You can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing him. You want to bet? You bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, good morning.
Good morning.
Doomsday, my bad. I couldn't think of your name, man.
Buenos dias, brother.
Yeah. This is an early morning for me. Long morning. Hey, what's the topic of discussion?
Teofimo Lopez and Vasiliy Lomachenko and the possibility of that fight not happening. Teofimo was expressing his frustrations that Loma wanted more money, wanted a bigger percentage. They gave him that, and now he's crying about not wanting it in New York because that's Teofimo's hometown, which is technically not.
I don't know about that, man. I just want to see the fight happen. I do know we got it at a standstill. Let's just get the fight happen. Let's get it made. Girl, answer my question. I ain't hear it. Did she pick somebody? I got a call.
Nah,
did Green pick up?
No, she said she'll be a fan that night. They both skilled, She believes in both, but she don't want to pick. She said she not to pick like that.
I also heard you was cutting up on this show yesterday with the meat man beating up the Spence guy like his normal tactics, pulling guys up to his weight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we were talking about that super fight between Canelo and Earl Spence. The funny thing is, I know you guys. They all the little bug crew. They all ganged up in Skype waiting to all talk. But the funny thing is that nobody talked about a super fight with Bud. His only super fight is Earl. That's why they obsessed with Earl. Look, all his questions, no respect for the boxer. Buddy Earl. Come on, ask the boxer something else. Show your boxing knowledge at least. You know what I mean? Who you got? Buddy Earl. Yo, y'all love Bud, man. They turn every show into Bud, and he still doesn't get popular, which is the saddest thing. You know, it's like you're painting forever. You never finish painting. You just
like
keep
Ross.
painting.
Like my man Ross from Channel 13. The colors.
Yo, crazy. But listen, man, look, man, all he got to do is get some fights, man. But he's too, he don't want to do that. Like, we gave him the Patrick Teixeira fight to get his popularity out there. He didn't want that. He could have did Adames. He didn't want that. I just don't know, But there you have it. You got us to talk about your man again. You made him just slightly a little more popular by forcing us to talk about him every day the way that y'all do. Let's go out to Atlanta.
Riding in the form with a form, 4 Gianos on my feet, and the paint look wet. Every corner that we been, there's another broke neck. Rolling through the city, swag game on full flex. I know you see me.
Intrigued, just listening? Usually just are. Going once, twice, just listening.
Yeah, just come back to me now.
All right, I'll come back later. Another boomerang on deck, going down the line.
Red belt, black belt, WBO and green. I'm king. Undisputed GOAT, TBE. And you can catch the news first on TBV. Voice of the people, now let me speak. Scientists of the sweet, BOXING.
Casual. Yo, what up, though, TBV?
What up? Stainless.
Main.
Yo, I'm rocking out with y'all on this Monday. Happy Monday to y'all. Domey Ness. Ah, shit, I'm bullshitting. I'm on this Bluetooth. Give me just 2 seconds.
Man, you good. It sound fine.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's too late. I'm already off of it.
See,
you can still hear me?
We hear you fine.
Cool. Yeah, man. Good interview, man. I ain't had no question. Like I say, it's a lot of new boxers that y'all bring on here, people that's not getting TV time. So I can't follow them like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is my introduction to them. So, I liked her up until she was talking, she a big time Canelo fan. You know what I'm saying? And I hope she on Patreon talking about she fuck with the show. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that should be my question. Are you on Patreon? Are you stupid? Like, no, just bullshit. And onto the topic, I like the way Teofimo talking, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying that since his interview. The kid talk greasy like he's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? He is painting that picture that maybe Loma is a little scared of the fight, so I do appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and use my boomerang, too, because I'm just enjoying listening. Don't forget about that Joe Rogan campaign, Sway in the Morning, Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? TBV need to be on one of them. Ellen, you know what I'm saying? Oprah jumping on the couch. I don't give a fuck. Like, we need to see Ness on one of them motherfuckers. Mike, Doomy, all of them. You know what I'm saying? And to my MCs on TBV, maybe it's just my morning blunt, but let's do a TBV mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me on Skype or get with me in a Patreon chat or something. Let's put something like that together. That's all I got. As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up, share this and every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. This TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you're stupid. Peace.
All right. Man, I reached out to Jordan. I'm going to have to try him on WhatsApp. Not really getting him.
Where Jono at, man? You know my man's an Irishman. He had too many pints yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. But we got Ringer in Chicago. Steve, what's going on? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
How are you?
It's funny how this. All right. It's funny how this boxing game evolves, because I can remember the day when Loma was saying, "Who's Teofimo? He ain't nobody." He's a little kid. He's just a prospect. And now reality is sitting in that he's got to fight him, and he's coming up with these excuses. This is just funny to me because remember, Teofimo's been calling this guy out at the beginning, from day one. Ever since he started coming up, he's been hollering at Loma. And now that he accomplished what he basically said he would accomplish, and he's got the ability now to fight him, how's Loma coming up with these excuses? Loma said he wasn't nobody. So why is he afraid to fight him in New York? Loma said he was just a little prospect. So why is he coming up with these excuses? I find this really interesting.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. And what do you think about this, brother? I was telling us that, it's sort of like, you got one fighter that's kind of on his way out. You got one fighter that's on a come up. And, as a promoter, I think that, maybe I don't want these guys to fight sooner than later. Maybe I don't want that to happen as soon as possible. And you got Loma on a layoff already for 8 months. He hasn't fought. When is this fight going to happen anyway? Or do you believe that he is going to take another fight in between before he fights Teo?
I mean, I think that the way that it's going and playing out now, that's going to be kind of the issue for almost. It depends on the length of this virus, bro. But if these dudes stay out the ring 2 months, 3 months, some people might want tune-ups. They might not want to go into, big-time fights right away, you know what I mean? Especially people who are just negotiating and they're not mandatory positioned to face one another. But yeah, I mean that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Let me go out to Stone Bone Boxing, Colorado. What it do? Good morning.
Yeah, man, great interview, man. I love her motivation and her energy, man. Like when people going out the country and betting on themselves and trying to do it, you know what I mean, and having a job and all of that, man, you gotta congratulate these people, man, for the effort. Cause most of these dudes who they don't even have to have a job, you know what I mean, they be coddled right out of the amateurs, and these dudes still be lazy, can't get them to focus on the weight class, can't really get them to be committed. And look at her going to work, going to Mexico, and all of that, man. So we need to salute all these up and coming fighters, man. These prospects to contenders or whatever phase you want to, and good looking out, man. Keep giving us stuff to do, man, because I'm turning on the TV and they showing sports. I'm like, is it a live game? And then I look in the top corner, it's like 2012 and 2008 championship games and shit. So keep the content pumping, man, and I'm going to catch y'all later.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. We're going out back to New Orleans.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. We're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station.
I'm the best ever.
That's what's up.
JT, what up?
Intro fire.
Yo, get off speaker, champ.
Hold on. Yeah, you good me now?
Yep.
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I just listened to the interview. It was a good interview with your girl. She sound humble, hungry, and trying to get it out there. Based on the topic about Lopez versus Lomachenko, I want to see the fight happen. I hope the fight happens. So we got this coronavirus slowing down a lot of stuff. So I mean, they got a lot of time to set up a good contract, get the fight going. I guess for Lomachenko, whoever he wants to fight. It sounds like Lopez wants to fight, so let's make the fight happen. Based on that topic last night, I wish I was on the call. I'll take that Arrow. I'll take Arrow beating Canelo. Just think he outworked him. And I'm gonna be the first one to say that. Everybody might say I'm crazy, but I just think Arrow beat him. at his own weight, 160.
Oh man, I know he old enough that him and J Mac don't live together, but J Mac got to be mad.
He said Earl will outwork Canelo.
Yo, listen, Canelo knees is he got braces on. He's standing more. Look how he fought Gennady in the second fight. Look how he fought Kovalev. That's the fight Earl wants, and we seen him handle inside fighting, high level inside fighting with Porter.
That's where he lives.
Yeah, so he believes it. He believes it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with believing. I think I would
absolutely not.
I think I would still go
I
with.
I didn't look at it like that. I'm such a pro Canelo guy. As far as his skills, that I didn't even think about him getting tired or getting outworked.
That's another thing. The fatigue. I mean, it's not like Canelo doesn't take rounds off and does start getting on his back foot, and that could be the problem. Is everybody's gonna say Earl couldn't knock out Mikey. How's he gonna knock out the Super Mexican? Because that's what Canelo is. He's a superhero for Mexico. He's flying up and down weight divisions. He's doing all the big fights. So
True. Not everybody's meant to get KO'd though, man. It's just some guys you can't put away, man.
I mean, you're right about that. Jesse Vargas, I don't think anyone has stopped him, and he's fought Pacquiao, Mikey, Broner. The list goes on and on of the names that he's fought and they couldn't stop him. Now, we have a lot of people on Blog Talk. Glad you guys are rocking out with us. If you haven't pressed 1, that's why we haven't gone to you. So if you want to speak, voice your opinion on the topic, your best bet is to press 1. We got Savannah Marshall. She's texting us. All right, let's see. 11 minutes. I think we are 5 hours behind them?
Yeah, 5 hours.
Is it 5 or 4?
It's 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because last night Daryl was with us, and it's 5. Should 10, be 5.
8. Let me give her the exact time because she's like, I'm confused with the time.
Yeah, man, 5 hours across the pond.
And let me just check my world clock. Sorry about the live. Yeah. So 2:30. 2:30 your time. 2:30. I want to get her on. All right. Brandon, Cincinnati. What up?
What up, Ness? What up, Doomsday?
How are you?
I don't really got much to say on this, man. I hope the fight get made. I mean, with this coronavirus thing, they got time. It's not gonna happen anytime soon anyway. So they got time to, hash these things out and get it done. I really want to see that fight. But shout out to you for the interviews. You got Savannah and Shadeja Green. I mean, get Raquel Miller and Alicia Baumgartner on here, man. I mean, that's who the people want. We want Alicia. So make that happen for us, brother. But that's my call.
Trey Miller jumping on the live feed with like hella background noise. Listen, speaking of Alicia Baumgartner, we can try. She's not a difficult interview to get. You know who's been a little bit difficult? Michaela Mayer, man.
Man, Michaela chilling on the beach.
I seen her. She got. I don't know,
honestly, she chilling.
I was about to go there, bro. Honestly, I'm a hater on dogs. Like, if you don't got the right dog, I'm hating on you, and them ain't the right dogs, bro. That's
crazy.
That's what Dominicans call biralatas, bro. Those are like mutts.
But I'm saying why everybody gotta have the pit. Everybody.
You don't gotta have a pit. You don't gotta have a pit, but have a pure breed. Like that looks like like she said it. She adopted them, so it's probably like a mutt, a mixed breed. Like what the fuck?
You know those are the smartest dogs, right?
What the mixed breeds?
Yeah, the mutts. The breed, the more trouble you gonna have in that breed. I'm telling you.
Yo, listen to me, champ. Give me a real dog over a fucking dude that doesn't even know his identity, all right? He don't know where he comes from. Fuck
What
out
you
of here.
call them? Abrelata?
A birelata. Birelata in Santo. Listen, a birelata in La República Dominicana means like a dog that knocks over cans. Like the literal translation doesn't make sense, but Hispanics understand. Birelata's a mutt, bro. Like, you crazy? And I had mutts. Listen, I had mutts. I'm from the hood. I had mutts. My mom gave me fake Labrador retrievers. All throughout my adolescence, I had a fake little yellow lab. The motherfucker, Labradors grow big as hell, like 100 and something. My lab was like 30, 40 pounds, but he looked just like a lab, but it wasn't big.
He was a virelata.
Yo, then she got pregnant by somebody in the hood, so we kept one of her kids. It was a dark little fake looking lab. It was like black, called him Shadow. No, I have hella fake dogs. Then I bought my own Rottweiler. That was the best dog I ever had, bro.
Regardless of what they are, I know that she adopted them, and I think that's beautiful.
Bro, go adopt a real dog. There's plenty of people out there.
Beautiful, bro.
There's plenty of people out there that can't afford these real dogs. Like, look, for instance, bulldogs, English bulldogs. Like, you gotta be, it's not everybody that can have it. They easily end up in the pounds. It's like having a full-time child. You know what I mean? So go get a real dog, bro. You getting these birelatas. Look, no disrespect to birelatas. They gotta live too, but just like, come on, man. You like Michaela Mayer. She on the beach with them too much.
But
they was looking dusty a little bit too, yo. They like that brown sand looking color. Nah, bro, let me stop going in on her dogs.
Them dogs gonna ride.
Somebody gonna unsubscribe. Like, you're a dog hater. No, I got two, man. I just like.
Nah,
cute
we love
dogs.
I love animals, period. So
I like cute dogs.
Shout out to Michaela Mayer's dog.
They made the podcast. They made it to the live. Let's go out to Ruin and 504. What it do, champ?
Good morning, fellas. What's happening?
How are you, brother?
All right, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Loma fan. I hope this fight gets made as well. But I think this coronavirus thing is just messing things up. I mean, to me anyway, this is the last fight at this weight class for either fighter, I think. I mean, Teofimo made it known all last year he wants to move up. And I wouldn't be surprised if Loma moves back down to 130 after this one. But it just sucks. It's a waiting game we all have to play. We just have to hopefully this stuff works out. But everybody just stay safe and follow whatever you're being told to do in these times, just so we can ride this one out together.
For sure, man. For sure. I mean, look, I want to make it clear that Teofimo is making it seem. You can find an article on ESPN. He's definitely making it seem like Loma is the problem. His side is signed. He's saying now it's the date because of the virus, but before it was the date, it was him not wanting to fight Teo in New York and now wanting it in LA and wanting it in, Vegas, claiming that that's not neutral territory. But looks like, let me see. I feel like I'm missing someone here. But landlord, talk to me.
I'm just listening, boss.
No problem. We're going out to Trey. What up? The other Trey with an E.
What's up? Let me get off this booth.
No,
hello?
Nah, the other Trey with an E. You Trey.
Oh, shit.
You Trey. He's Trey. Miller, Trey Miller, just listening, going once. New to Patreon. Trey, you on Skype, or you could just be listening. All right, we're going to go back to Trey in the Bay then. Right? Anybody?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that wasn't my question either. That must have been his question.
Yeah, that's definitely his question. I knew it wasn't true because you with an A, he's with an E.
Yeah. Hey, Loma dodged Devin. I wouldn't be surprised if he dodged Teofimo, man. I mean, seems like he don't want to fight none of the guys that's a little bigger. He knows those guys are gonna be moving up soon, man. I think he's trying to wait it on out. That's what I think. He clearly don't want to fight Dev. Because him and Teofimo could have fought without him dropping his belt and unifying. And he didn't have to drop the belt to not fight Devin. He could have waited to fight Devin if that's what he really wanted to do. him dropping the belt tells me that they really don't want him to fight there. And shit, Teofimo is a harder puncher. So if he don't want to fight there, then he damn sure don't want to fight Teofimo. That's my personal opinion.
All right, well, we gonna have to see, man. But I'm with you, to be honest with you, man. That Teofimo said it with us first, and I honestly, I feel like the other channels, all outlets, heard that and called him up for an interview, because when he told us, he like, bro, this guy don't want to fight me. And let's be honest, who educated him on the Loma video and Loma saying he didn't want to fight him in New York? Now he out here in interviews saying that. Ness educated him on that. He like, really? I didn't even see that. I had to give him the link and everything. So, I'm out here making moves, man. They know, man. We be making fights on this channel. When it comes to like the listeners, the callers, interviews, but somehow things always get match made, and eventually those fights end up happening, or something that we originated here comes out somewhere else. But Israel, what up? Oklahoma, what it do?
Hey, Nez. Sorry, I've been gone a few days. No, just listening.
Right,
I haven't heard much of the conversation.
All right.
Izzy, what up?
Izzy's good out there. He's out. He's got the open. He got a lot of land in Oklahoma, so he's staying safe, man. Social distance is real. But listen, we got Savannah Marsh in about 2 minutes, so I'm gonna hold off on any calls till we get to her. She's ready, and the that number is working. Like, I mean, Jonah's. What's? Oh, look, he just called me now. Fucking hell, bro. That's late, though. We're going to have to reschedule you, bro.
My boy Jonah.
Let me see. I tried. Oh, shit. Fucking typo. Try calling you.
I really like Jonah's style of fighting this time around, too, with Quigg, man. I really, really like that he wasn't taking any shots. He was being very meticulous, very, very strategic. His pivoting, his feet have gotten way better. Definitely gotten way better. He's taking less punishment and picking out his shots a lot better. I really like that Jonah. He came on strong in the beginning. First few fights that I saw him attacking, gun ho. But it's good that he's getting better head movement and pivoting and moving. Sort of kind of reminds me, I'm gonna call it the Loma, but it's not, right? But they're both southpaws, so. That pivoting towards the right, then that body shot up the middle right after. He's looking real good with it.
Help me out here, bro. Just sending this long ass, man. I want to explain to him that we got Savannah now, so if he's free after, we could definitely get him. And I'm going to cut out and get Savannah.
Yeah, Savannah Marshall, bro. I mean, there's only one person that has ever beat Clarissa Shields, so I know that she's probably gotten a lot of attention out here in the States right now. And I mean, I know even the people that don't know her want to know her, because we all know our champion is a dog. She's a fighter. She doesn't lose. So I think the introduction to Savannah into the States is it's gonna be pretty easy. I think a lot of people are gonna want to see her. Gonna be curious about who she is. Her amateur background, all that stuff. We get to know her, and here on TBV we get to know our fighters. So we're definitely going to be asking questions, and definitely the public and the people are going to be asking questions and wanting to get to know Savannah and what her trajectory is. Right? I mean, she's not green. She's been competitively. She's been fighting competitively for a long time. The Olympics. Sometimes doesn't get enough credit on how much of a big stage that is. When people transition over to the pros, they have that kind of like transitioning period, sort of. But for Olympians, I think that's shortened. I think that the Olympians are used to fighting on a huge stage. And
let me interrupt you real quick. To my Skypers, I'm gonna have to use the Skype to connect Savannah because the UK champs. So we will be getting right back to you guys, but we got to use the bat phone for that. do apologize, but it's the way of the way. All right.
Call you the way. But you're going back into it. Yeah, Savannah's introduction. I mean, excuse me. People that are transitioning over from the Olympics, they're used to being on the stage. So I'm interested to see who she's going to be fighting, and when this fight is eventually going to be made. What are they thinking? What is their camp thinking? And what is Claressa Shields thinking? Right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that she wants this get back. When you're as competitive as Claressa is, I'm pretty sure that is sitting in her mind. You know what I mean? I mean, she's gone along to accomplish many great things, obviously, and you're not defined by a loss. And it was an amateur loss. And again, but that competitive spirit, I know that she wants that get back. So I wonder how inclined she is to make this fight sooner than later. As far as Savannah, I mean, she's fighting, Giovanna Perez. I mean, Giovanna Perez, she's a tough gal. I saw a couple of her fights and her highlights and things like that. I just see Savannah being a more ranger fighter, man. And I think that's one of her attributes and one of her advantages on some of these girls is her length and height. And she knows how to use it. That's the thing. It's one thing being tall and rangy, but it's one thing knowing how to use that God gift, that God's gifted you with. And it showed. It showed in her fight with, Ashley Curry, Yanina Orozco. I went as far as back as 2018 to take a look at that fight. And she's just in a class above these people, man. And I really, really want to see her against Claressa Shields. And don't we all, right?
I know I'm killing you, champ. One more minute, we should be good.
One more time. Now, so Jonah's gonna come on later, or
possibly.
All right. Now, Giovanna Perez is the next opponent, right? Like I said, I don't know too much about Giovanna, but I know she's a tough girl. I was trying to see if maybe I can get a common opponent between these two. See if maybe they've so just kind of get a barometer of what we're going to be looking at. I think Ashley Curry. Let me see if I can find a common opponent between Savannah and Giovanna. Giovanna's Savannah Marshall's next opponent. If you guys don't know her, she's from New Zealand, born in Minas Gerais, Brazil. She got 8-1 record with 1 KO. And yeah, I'm trying to find a common opponent, but I don't think I'm getting that. She fought Lanny Daniels twice. Yeah, I don't think they have a common opponent. I don't know how the comparison might be, but in any event, T-minus 20 seconds and counting, and we'll have the lovely Miss Savannah Marshall on. You'll get to know her. She's from Hartlepool, County Durham, United Kingdom, known as the Silent Assassin, which I think is fitting, right? She's not really much of a talker like that. Maybe we'll get to see a different side, you know what I'm saying, if the matchup between her and Claressa Shields soon. We know that when things get competitive, emotions get high, and maybe there's some bad blood there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's some competitive bad blood there that'll rise up and have these two girls talking. We've always known that Claressa Shields is a talk. She's not afraid to talk the talk. Obviously, she's walked the walk. But we'll get to see where Savannah stands in
Bro,
that.
I don't know, because I could text her on her iPhone, but when I call the number I'm texting, it keeps saying call can't be completed. So I'm asking her to send it to me, the way it's supposed to be dialed. I have no clue.
What's up? They cut the transatlantic cable on you, man?
I don't know, man.
Savannah Rose Marshall. We're trying to get through these technical difficulties right now here on TBV. Bear with us. Again, waiting on Savannah Rose Marshall, the Silent Assassin. 8-0, 6 KOs. I mean, that's got to feel good, man. 6 KOs. That's what we're talking about.
Dude,
like
she's tall too and strong. I mean, I think out of everybody in that division, she's probably the most dangerous because of her height and her power, man. She's getting real knockouts, and she's very big.
Real confident too. I saw an interview back then. I think it was. I saw it on one of these channels. I think it was one of these smaller channels. I forget the channel, but it was an interview, and they had Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shield, interview them at the same time. It was good to see that. You know what I mean? They're able to talk next to each other. I think I got her,
but not yet. I mean, it's ringing now.
Yeah, I think IFL TV did an interview. Connection. Connect 4. All right. Savannah Marshall now.
All right. We should be live with Savannah. Savannah, how are you? First and foremost, thank you for taking out the time to come on the program. How are you doing with this coronavirus, obviously?
Hello. Yeah, thanks very much for having me. Well, I'm a bit down about it, to be honest, but it's a serious matter, so there's nothing that anyone can do, really, apart from self-isolate and keep themselves safe.
So, obviously, we would like you to take us back to the beginning for those that may not know you. I know this story may be redundant for you, but what got you into boxing? Why boxing for you?
So I first started boxing when I was 11, and it was just stroke of luck, really. I went with a few friends that used to box at my local boxing gym, and it went from there. Had my first boxing fight, gym bout at 12. And then went from there. I started boxing for England at the age of 16. Then from then, I went to Europeans, won European gold, Wales gold, and then did 2 Olympic Games, London, and then Rio. And then I turned professional in 2017.
Now, we usually don't see UK fighters turn professional and sign to an American promoter. At the time, you signed with Floyd Mayweather. What was your thought process behind that?
Well, to be honest, after 2016, it was my second Olympic Games, and I'd been beat in the quarterfinal. I missed out on a medal, and at the time, I'd kind of fell out of love with the sport. I didn't really want to continue in the sport, so I was gonna kind of retire, so to speak. But then I had contacts from Mayweather Promotions, and they offered me a pro contract, asking me to turn over in the States. And to be honest, it was just an opportunity that I'd never ever seen coming. So I jumped at the chance, really.
And now you're no longer with him. You signed to Matchroom. And what would you say are some of the differences between Floyd Mayweather Promotions and Matchroom Boxing?
Well, see, I actually moved to the States. I was in the States for 6 months. And I lived over there on my own. I moved away from my family, all my friends. But from coming back to the UK, and obviously I parted ways with Mayweather Promotions and signed with Matchroom. Matchroom just have the shows. Matchroom, especially in the UK, now they've branched to America and Italy. Matchroom have shows nearly every weekend, whereas with Mayweather Promotions, the shows weren't as regular. They were very few and far between. So I wasn't really given the opportunity that I'm given now, where to become more more active.
And are you still with Mick Hennessy as your manager?
No, well, yeah, I'm Mick Hennessy kind of manages me, but I'm trained by Peter Fury, and to be honest, Peter looks after me. Peter makes all the decisions, but I'm kind of under the Hennessy banner. But it's Peter who's the main one and who manages me, so to speak.
And in terms of, you spoke highly of Matchroom and how they have shows. Any frustration in this long layoff? Your last fight isn't since October. Obviously, right now with the coronavirus, not much that could happen. But any reason why you were out the ring so long, or does it just have to do with the virus?
No, so I was meant to fight. I had a world title. I had a world title shot on, and I was meant to fight on April the 4th. So really, I couldn't have come at a worse time. I was coming into the final. I'm coming into the final 2 weeks of my camp. Obviously, everything had to stop last week, and so for me, it's been a nightmare. Obviously, I've done my full 10-week camp. It's cost me. I've suffered greatly in expenses. Sparring, physio, food, accommodation, and all that's lost now. And obviously, my fight has been pushed back to the 27th of June. So that's set in stone. But it's still really, to me, up in air if that is going to come off.
Savannah, how you doing? It's Alex from the Boxing Voice. I had a quick question for you. When you were in the States, who was your trainer, and how's the transition been from training in the States to training with Peter Fury?
Sparring specifically.
Sparring?
Yeah, because how's the sparring different from, I guess, being in America to being back home?
So when I first went to America, I was coached by a guy called Fareed Samad, and he's actually Danny Jacobs' coach now. So he was a great trainer, really, really good trainer. I really rate him. We're still really quite close. We message quite frequently, and that was probably one of my greatest disappointments coming back to the UK. The fact that I had to split up from Fareed. But the transition, at first I found hard, because most boxers will know although it's the same sport, amateur and professional, it's very, very different. You have the amateurs that everything's dead fast and they throw a million shots around, whereas in the pros it's very sitting on your shots and picking your shots a lot more. Which I can only just say, this camp I've sparred a couple of amateurs, and you could actually say that they beat me up for 2 or 3 rounds because they throw that many shots and it's like in and out dead quick. But as the rounds go on, they start to fade out, and then that's when I, start to come more on top, because I'm sitting on my shots more and I'm picking my shots better than what an amateur would. But during that transition, I enjoyed it more. I don't know if it was because I'd boxed amateur, especially internationally, for so long, just learning something new. And I really adapted quite quick, and I started to enjoy boxing again.
Savannah, let me ask, why, or what's the thought process and reasoning behind moving up to 175 for a world title shot? I don't know, with all the bigger names being at 68 and 60. Are you just naturally moving up because of the weight?
No, I'm literally only moving up because the opportunity was there at this present time. As you probably know, there's a lot going on with the 168s at the minute. The Mexicans just been banned for drugs. Quite recently, Franklin Cruz just has been reinstated as the WBO champion. So there's a lot going on, and I wouldn't have been given this, so to speak, a world title shot at this present time. Whereas the availability was there at light heavy. At the end, asked me what I thought about it, and I jumped at the chance. So obviously I'm not a naturally light heavyweight, but it's an opportunity that I don't want to miss.
Absolutely. No, just also shows your mettle. I mean, jumping up to a division that you haven't fought in to go for a world title.
Canelo move there.
Is definitely impressive. But you brought up Franchon Cruz. We had another 168-pound female fighter on this morning by the name of Shadasia Green. She's ranked right below you in the IBO, and we asked her the same questions about 168. Now, they did reinstate Franchon Cruz Dazn as the WBO champion, but at WBC still hasn't been given back. And according to the WBC, they may do some sort of vacant title shot. Would you be interested in falling in line for that vacant shot versus Dazn Cruz, or are you going to go the 175 route first to then come back down and become a two-time champion?
Well, like I said, my fight has been moved to the 27th of June. So hopefully, if that still happens, if this whole virus is passed over, I'll be fighting for the light heavy. But yeah, my plans are a fight for that and then come straight back down to 168 because there's a lot going on at 168. Like you just said, there's a lot of champions, a lot more busier. But yeah, I'd love to fight Franchon. I think she's I think she's a tough fight, but that's what I want and that's what I need. There's not many women up at 175. I've only took this opportunity because I was given it. And like I said, it's too big of an opportunity to pass up.
And what's your thoughts on Alejandra Jimenez? We spoke to Franchon Cruz. She was on the show not too long ago. We asked, would she ever fight her again? Her first answer was absolutely not. And then she said if she was pushed into the fight because of the rankings, meaning Jimenez earned her spot back, she would want stringent drug testing and she would have to be paid a lot of money. What would you do? Would you fight Jimenez if the opportunity presented itself, or would you rather not due to her testing positive for, I think it was Stanzabol, which is,
Yeah. Personally, I think she should be banned for a lot longer than, I think she's been banned for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I think that she should be banned, for life, or at least, a couple of years. I think it's really serious. And for the fact that she was claiming that she was, I don't really know what was going on, but the fact that she was saying that, she was doing drug testing before the fight and this was never picked up.
Oh man, I think we lost her.
No.
Yeah, we did. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm curious to ask because I know sometimes, when you're moving up in weight, coming down in weight, you need some time of acclimation always. And I'm curious to ask Savannah now.
All right, Savannah, we got you.
Yeah, I was just saying there, I think she should be banned for a lot longer than what she has been banned for. And, it's a really dirty move, especially, with what she's been accused of. But like I said, I think fair play to the WBO for reinstating Franchon. I think it's a bit unfair that the WBC haven't, but like I said, it's their decision. Given the chance for me to box a Mexican, yeah, if it made sense, of course I would.
All right. We got a couple of questions from the people that we want to ask you before we let you go. We got Dual Ingram in the United Kingdom says, do you think it's petty to call out a former world champ that has been retired and campaigned in a different weight class for money, a.k.a. Shields versus Ali? And I'm assuming he's talking about Clarissa Shields kind of making a campaign to fight Layla Ali.
From what I've learned, boxing's a business, and if it gets you in the limelight, it gets people talking about you. Do it. I could start calling out Katie Taylor, who was a lightweight, if it's going to get people talking and get me on people's tongues, then why not? But both Clarissa and Aliyah Ali, I'm stupid, so, they know it's a business and we've got people talking about them. Do I think that fight's going to happen? Not in a million years. But, it's got people talking, it's got people thinking and excited about it, so why not?
Why do you think there's no hype behind you and Clarissa, being as though you hold the only win over her?
Because I think personally, because from what Clarissa's done, Clarissa's a three-weight world champion. I'm pending my world title fight. I do want to build myself up a lot more before that fight happens. Like I said, boxing's a business, and I want to get the most out of that fight. So, obviously, comparisons to Clarissa, I'm not even a world champion. So I would say that's probably why people aren't buzzing about that fight at the minute.
All right, we got a few more. Next one is from George Foster, also in the UK, says, how many fights do you think you'll need before a professional bout with Clarissa? Now, that was definitely coincidental, but right on point.
Well, obviously, with this fight getting pushed back and with everything that's going on in the world, I was kind of scheduled to fight, word of mouth scheduled to fight Clarissa by the end of the year. But with everything getting pushed back and everything back up in the air, who knows? But I'd say probably about 3 or 4 more fights maybe. Obviously get on that world level. Come back down to 168, fight either one of the champions there and push on from there.
How many fights are you trying to fight in the States, Savannah? We have a large market out here, and we definitely want to get to know you more. How apt are you to fighting out here in the States?
Well, because I made me, obviously for every British boxer, the dream is to box in America. But because I've actually made my debut over there, it's kind of something that, I'm not as eager to do because I've already done that. But obviously with Eddie getting the whole Dazn in Matchroom USA, if I was ever given that opportunity from Eddie, I'd jump at it because the market's a lot more, bigger out there.
Absolutely.
All right, we got the next one coming from J Mac in New Orleans, who asks his stapled question. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Earl Spence Jr. Who do you have, Miss Marshall?
Ooh, see, with everything that went on with Errol Spence with the crash, and for me, there's questions there. Is it going to be the same fighter? Is it going to, be in the same, mental and physical shape? So I think I'm swaying more towards Crawford, to be honest.
All right. He's going to be pleased about that. He's definitely a Crawford fan. Next one is from Stonebone Boxing in Colorado. He says, we see a lot of amateur fighters struggle to transition to the pro game. You were an elite amateur. How will that experience help you in pro fighting?
I think, for me, it's because I've, been on the international scene for so long. I've come across many different styles. Southpaw, switch hitters, backfoot boxers, come forward. You've got like the Eastern Europeans, and you've got obviously the Americans that were always known for being, sitting on the shots a lot more and more explosive. So I think that's the only thing really that I would say that I've kind of come across many, if not every style going. But the pros is a lot different, like I said previously. Obviously, with it being over more rounds and longer, and it's more of the heck game, the pros and the amateurs.
All right. We got Tracy Sims who says, what's up, beating the GWO is a huge accomplishment. Are you planning on fighting for a belt soon or fighting Alicia Napoleon Espinoza? So just the shout out, you've really answered already the Clarissa part and the title part. You're going to be fighting at 175. You do plan on fighting Clarissa. Would you be interested in Alicia Napoleon Espinoza?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, she was a reigning world champion for the WBA, and then she got beat by Elaine, the Swede. But like I said, I don't know really what's happening. Are they going to have a rematch? Do you know, is Alicia going to go down to 160? Because I know she's not a big super middle. I really don't know. But if I was presenting with that fight, I'd love to take it. She was a brilliant champion, very fast. But yeah, I'd given that chance, I'd jump at that shot.
All right, only a few more left, Miss Marshall. Thank you for your time. Brandon Lopez says, thanks for taking the time and coming on the Boxing Voice. How was it dealing with making your professional debut on such a big pay-per-view card, Mayweather versus McGregor?
Well, for me, I absolutely loved it. It was kind of, being, well, so to speak, jumping in the deep end. Boxing, such a big card, such a big event. T-Mobile Arena for your debut. It was amazing. I absolutely loved every part of it. Like I said previously, I was going to retire after the 2016 Olympics. So from then on, everything's just been a bonus, really.
Yeah, that must be a great experience for sure. Let me get to some others here. We got Israel in Oklahoma who says, hi, Savannah. Thanks for coming on the Boxing Voice. No question, but when the virus, which shan't be named, passes and you're in Oklahoma City, lunch on me. So no question, just showing love. And we have... Go ahead. I'm sorry. Hello? All right.
Yeah?
No, I thought you were
yeah. Oh, no, I'm just saying thank you very much for the lunch day. I appreciate it.
All right, we got Stainless in Detroit. This is our last one. He says, good morning, Miss Marshall. The Boxing Voice podcast has been the home of boxing for nearly a decade. I've seen amateur prospect contenders and even champions come through the TBV airways. My question is, will you continue to return to the Boxing Voice during and after your rise to the top and continue to be humbled and candid as you are now? TBV is a community and TBV is for life. Okay, well, thanks, Stainless and Miss Marshall. Thank you for your time, and we do hope to get you back on more regularly. Really hope that your fight happens on June 27th. I know there's been a lot of postponements and cancellations throughout boxing, and we hope you do get your fight off, and we get to see more of you.
Yeah, definitely, Savannah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to say, thank you very much for having me. It was a great experience for me getting. Well, thank you to you for getting me out there in the USA. Thank you very much. Thanks for the questions. I've enjoyed myself.
I'm very happy you decided not to quit boxing. I just wanted to ask, or maybe if you have something to say to those that are going through the amateurs right now, going through the international tournaments, through the Olympic tournaments, even, like, do you have anything to say to those people that might take a rough loss and might seem a little hopeless, at times? Because I know that boxing is a lonely sport sometimes, and it takes a lot of dedication and hard work, and tough losses sometimes take tolls on fighters, and we're happy that you decided to stick to boxing and that we're going to get to see your skills for a while now. So any message you got for maybe the would-be, female or male boxers out there that are going through these amateur ranks that might take these tough losses?
Yeah, definitely. From what I've learned through my whole boxing career is, especially in the amateurs, you've got four judges sat there. Everyone's going to agree with your style. Not everyone's going to think that you've won a bout that you might think you have. So for me, it's just about changing your mindset and going into there thinking,
if you might have lost the fight, just think, right, well, what did I do well? Was I happy with this? I might have lost the fight, but am I grown? Was I better than my last fight? Because you're not gonna, even Lomachenko, he lost 1 out of 400 amateur fights. You're against 4 of the people, 5 of them, including your opponent, sat there. So you're not gonna win every time. I think it's a bit against the odds, but just go on performance. So that's what I do now, and did towards the back end of my career. I just used to base everything on performance rather than win or loss.
Well, Miss Marshall, just once again want to thank you for taking out the time to come on the program. Can't wait to once again have you on the show. And if you can, give out any social media for those that are listening and not following, can do so.
Yeah, thank you. I'm on Instagram. It's just SavMarshall1. Obviously, it'll be on the Boxing Voice Instagram. I'm also on Twitter, which is the same, SavMarshall1. And obviously all the details of upcoming fights, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that me world title shot on the 27th of June comes off.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Marshall. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Savannah Marshall live on the show. Thank you once again. And now we have Jonah. He says he's been trying to ring me, or he said ring him on this, so I can connect him. But we got to, obviously do that. But what did you think of the interview, my friend? Oh, did you step away? You're on mute?
Am I the friend?
I mean, yeah. I mean, who else is the friend?
Look. I'm like I said, I'm glad that she decided to keep fighting. And I'm glad that we're going to be able to see her talent here in the States. I asked her if she was, prone to fighting out here, if she wanted to fight out here, and she wants to be out here. So, I just can't wait for the United States public and fans to get to know her more. She said it herself. It's a huge market out here, and we'll receive her. We love a good fighter. She seems very, very amicable, and we still are yet to see how things go if she's put in a position where talking back and forth with the likes of Clarissa Shields. I mean, this is the fight that everybody wants to see in women's boxing. We have plenty of opponents that can go ahead and step in, but this is the fight. It's a great story. Great story.
Yeah, man. He wants me to connect them, but look, man, WhatsApp is I can't use WhatsApp to connect them to the live show, so I'm gonna need either a Skype or a number. But all in all, man, good interviews. Pretty good show. I'm interested in seeing her versus some of the other, elites or something like that, because she's 5'11" and a half, bro. Have you seen her fight? Like, she's so tall. Yeah. She really, kind of Gennady Golovkin's it, right? Not with that high guard and discipline, but like she comes forward and she works her.
Let me tell you
fighter
something.
Down.
You said Mick Hennessy was still kind of managing or whatnot. I don't know who.
She said Peter Fury. Peter Fury is kind of in charge.
Most of the stuff. What I'm interested in is like whose decision? How was the decision made, man? It was just I didn't get to ask her that. How was the decision made to, choose Peter Fury? Because
I know that story.
Right.
I think it was one of her. Let me see how many fights she's got in America. Okay, it was only one fight in America, so it might have been her second fight was in the UK, and her trainer wasn't available, and Peter was there, and he kind of just worked the corner for her, and then it clicked from there. We didn't ask it, but I heard it in an interview before, I believe.
Well, let me tell you, I think that's great. I think we already know how Tyson Fury boxes. He's tall. He's always the bigger guy. She's going to be most likely, most of the time, the taller, rangier fighter. So I see how that can mesh well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's going to get some good training, some good pointers out there, and that's a good move on her behalf.
Yes,
Can't wait to see the the skills after that. What they're going to be working on is going to show in the ring.
Really quick, just ringing them bells, you know. We got to 334. I believe yesterday's show we ended with like 332 or 333. So woke up with another one. Jonah Carr hit me up once again. I'm trying to stick around, see what we're gonna do with the Carl, man. But I don't know. Maybe he's not interested because I let him know we can't connect a WhatsApp, only a phone number or a Skype, and he's like, "Oh, all right, fair enough, bro," but didn't send the number. So.
He probably, you know how it is. You got to make one if you didn't have one.
Yeah, but no, we just need a phone number too. I mean, I get it. You know, you're a fighter, you're super celeb. You think I'm gonna stalk you? I guess I don't know. That being said, we got into all our calls. Anyone on Blog Talk that wants to talk, remember you gotta press one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. 1-425-569-5241 is the number to call in if you want to talk. And if you are $15 Patreon and above, you can. What is this?
Well, if we can't get Jonah on now, definitely reschedule if you can, man. So we could talk a little bit more about his kind of change in his game. You know, I'm not seeing him take as much shots. I'm seeing him, you know, more head movement, pivoting a lot. You know, I'm starting to see the evolution of Jonah Corral.
I have no clue what he sent me here. Where is he from? Spain originally?
Well, he's Irish.
Oh, he's Irish.
Yeah.
He's always in Marbella, though. I don't know. I don't even know what this message means. This must have been a mistake. Because I can't translate that message. All right. Looks like we got a caller. I want to say 845 is Derek, but I got to double check, man, because I'm not Miss Cleo. Don't forget, Patreon's on the 15 and up. It's a morning show, everyday show, any day show. That's you. You can add yourself on Skype and be part of the conversation. Let me see. I'm still trying to open up this doc here to get these phone numbers. Make sure I'm talking to the right person. But I think it is Derek in Jersey. I mean, I could be wrong. You know, been wrong before.
Message.
What's up, brother? What's the message? What you got for me? Nothing.
I don't know. Nothing.
Thought you had a message for me, bro. I thought you had a message.
I mean, what's the message from you? Was he able to connect or no?
Who, Jonah?
Yeah.
Or Jono, right? I always say Jonah like the movie.
AKA King Kong.
Bro, I wanted to talk to him. So he had such a good performance. I was very excited to ask him questions about, you know, coming to Philadelphia and hanging out with Tevin Farmer, holding camp down there. And I wanted to know how much of difference was the camp.
Oh, it showed. It showed, man.
Yeah, but I wanted to hear him say that.
And I've been watching Jonah before anybody, man.
Okay, this is Juan and the BX, not Derek. See, this is why you got to use the sheet. Juan, what's up? Good morning.
What's good, fellas?
What up? What up?
Ain't shit. Just wanted to see what's up. Seen the, yeah, man. Get to find y'all guys again and shit, like the interviews or whatnot. I thought y'all was just taking a vacation or some shit off the YouTube channel until I heard the podcast on your regular channel.
Yeah, man. YouTube shut us down, man. We shut down for a couple weeks.
Fucking cornballs, right? Instead of telling y'all niggas what's the problem and shit, like, can't just shut shit down for no reason like that.
Bro, and I've been Googling.
Especially when that comes to you, like you said, that's your money.
Yeah. They don't care about that, though. I've been Googling, too, man, and I can't find any way to, like, talk to a live person, bro. It's insane. And with the coronavirus,
there has to be a fucking way, for real.
My thing, Doomy gave the ultimate suggestion. It was like, yo, let's just go to the New York City YouTube office. And I'm like, yeah, that's the plan. But now with the coronavirus, you can't even do that. They sent emails out saying
they got everything on shutdown.
Yeah, YouTube is shut down too. So, you know, they even said that right now is going to be a lot of manual reviewing and stuff like that. But it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, that's really whack, though. I hope y'all get y'all shit back and shit. And, yeah, hopefully there is a way to track that shit down somehow and see what's the problem, because they can't just shut people down without letting them know. I had that shit happen to a couple of and I do FPV videos and shit. All I do is fly a drone like 110 miles an hour, but if I put the wrong music on, it shut my shit down, too. Damn. But I get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, man. I hope y'all keep, hope y'all keep doing y'all thing, though, and I'm going to keep, you know, when I could support, I'm going to definitely get on that Patreon and shit. Probably not 15, but any little bit I could, I'll hook y'all niggas up.
For sure, champ. Appreciate it, man. And that's what it's all about, man, supporting, because, listen, if you can't afford to support Patreon and the Boxing Voice, you can still listen live on Blog Talk, man. You know what I mean? You have the ability to call in live on Blog Talk. You just ain't gonna have no MP3s and stuff like that. You can't take it with you. You can't record it. But look, you still get to listen. You're part of the live chat. You could call in. You can talk. You can give your opinion. So nothing's changed for you. We're not going anywhere. We're live every day at the same time. We're doing 2-3 interviews a day every day. Like, it's nothing changed. It's just, if you want extra perks, yeah, man, you gotta support so that we could be able to do this on an everyday basis. Let me go out to our ringer. Speaking of supporting, Josh in North Carolina, what is going on, champion? Good morning.
What's up, Ness? What up, TBV?
How are you, brother?
What's going on with y'all?
What up, Chad?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I woke up a little late, man. I didn't get to hear your interview. But I gotta ask you this question. Yo, Ness, I'm about to get on Skype, man. So what's your name on Skype?
Nestor Gibbs, Nestor. Last name Gibbs. Just add me as a friend. I will add you, and then you'll be able to be on Skype at any time, and you'll also be able to part of those after shows.
Yeah, I want to be part of the after shows. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, man, I ain't get to catch none of the interviews, man, but I wanted to call in and say, hey, I love that show last night, man.
Yeah, man, me too, man.
Hell, bro.
And that's exactly what I'm saying, man. If we could get everybody here and our Patreon's at 100%, everybody would be here. And look, no mic, no text. It might just show up when he wants, and that's how it is until he getting what he want. He gonna do what he want, and but yesterday we had a taste of what it's like to have a UK representative, to have Doomy, who was a fighter on, to have Enrique, who's a casual, me and Mike. We had Mario. It was I loved it too, bro. And it went 4 hours. We didn't even have fights. It went 4 hours. That's because we all love the sport, man.
It went 4 hours. Yeah. Hey, bro, that UK dude, I like him.
Yeah, I like him too. I like him too. He's honest. He's honest.
He ain't your typical. Yeah, honest as hell. That's what I like to hear, bro. Yeah, man. Well, I'm going to add you on Skype, man. I just want to holler at y'all, man. I know the show was great. I'm going to go back and listen to these interviews, but salute to y'all. I'm out.
All right. And remember, guys may be saying to themselves, why am I paying for the show? Listen, if you don't like the ads, that's another reason to get on Patreon. You know what I mean? The ads are gone. There's no ads. There's no interruptions, 4 hours of unfiltered conversation, no ads to interrupt, no double ads, Look, we got to eat one way or another, man. So you could support and free yourself of that and support your favorite show. Or if you can't afford to support, you got the phone. Look, you call in on Blog Talk. There's no ads on Blog Talk. You could rock out right there, do your thing, But if you can't and you need that podcast, you need that, the MP3, you want those perks. You want to ask the fighters questions like people got to ask Savannah Marshall. Well, then you gotta come on over, man. You gotta come on over to the TBV Patreon and support, man, so that we could definitely have Mike, Mario, Doomy full time here, man, giving you that unfiltered boxing talk every day, high level at that, high level. You know what I mean? Because it makes the conversation that much better when we're all there, man. It just flows so much better. But I got other callers to go to.
El gran campeón puertorriqueño, this is Finalize, Chico Trinidad.
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch gloves and go to work. Tonight, Roy. Let's go to work.
Going on there?
What up? Good morning in Florida,
King. Man.
Buenos dias,
Champ. Another beautiful day. Buenos dias. Yeah, man, another beautiful day in Florida. I'm off work, staying home with these kids right now, man. Appreciate the content. Good interviews there, man. I've been following that chick, Shadasia Green, because I know you had her on the show before, man. Didn't you say you sparred her? You were Doomy, or maybe both of y'all sparred with her before?
Yeah, definitely. We both sparred her. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good interview.
She nasty with the left hook to the body. Yo, you would think she's Mexican the way she doubles the left hook to the body, but that's gonna be something that she surprised a lot of people with, man. I'm telling you.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's dope. Yeah, I've been following her for a little minute because y'all put me on to her. Some good interviews, man, with her and the other chick, Savannah Marshall. I didn't know much about her, but, that's the point of doing these interviews, man. You learn about these boxers, so appreciate it, I really do. And I see the Patreon doing numbers, man. I remember I've been on for a couple of years, and I remember it sitting around 200, and now you're talking about over 300. I mean, hell, over 100 Patreon members at $10-15 a pop, my man. That's a nice jump in that monthly income, man, to help the show and help it grow, man. You really made the right move, dog. So shout out to TBV and what y'all doing, man. That's about that, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Keem. Well, thank you obviously for calling in and continuing to support the show. Yeah, man, we at 334, man. So we making the moves and we trying to take it to the next level. We're going out to Ohio Runs Boxing. Marcus, what it do? Good morning. How are you?
What's good, man? What's good?
Chilling, champ.
Yeah, man, I seen your name on YouTube, and I said, oh, man. When I seen it, I was like, what the heck happened? My Patreon app, right now I got too much storage on my iPad and my phone. And it's not letting me, I have to delete a lot of stuff, and I'm doing that, and it's still saying it's full. So when I hit my Patreon, it's just coming up saying loading. And I'm like, what in the world? So I'm dealing with this electronic situation with my iPad stuff. So I gotta delete that or add more to my iCloud. I don't know what the heck I gotta do to get all this because I ain't never really had it full like this. But I just called in and listened, so I thought the show was on. So I got to find another way so I can better listen. But, I'm a strong supporter. I think it's a good idea. I hate that, you going through that, man. You've been grinding. Shoot, I've been listening to you almost 7-8 years and been consistent. And ain't nothing but love, man. So, shoot, Ohio Run Boxing wouldn't even be what it is if I didn't tune into the ThaBoxingvoice, 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You was arguing with the maniac. When I first tuned in, and I was hooked.
It's the maniac. It's the maniac. Yo, I remember him, bro. Boogie Down Song.
Hey, you and Maniac was going at it, bro, about Kodo and catch weights. And I was hooked, man. I couldn't take my. I've been a ThaBoxingvoice ever since. It's the #1 podcast for me, and it motivated me to do what I'm doing in Ohio, bro. So big shout out to y'all. Y'all know I'm a support, man. So I'm gonna get this stuff situated, but I'm gonna be on there. So it's all love.
For sure, champ. Listen, man, get with me like right now. Hit me up on IG, man. I've been wanting to get with you. I wanna get Charles Conway on the show. I know his fight just got canceled. I could go the Lou DiBella route, but I feel like going through you might be better and quicker. Lou DiBella got hella shit on his plate, man. I've been trying to get Amanda Serrano on this show. I actually asked for a bunch of people from DiBella. I asked for all his females, Napoleon, the Serrano, Pretty Beast. Yeah, man. So we trying to get them all. I mean, we got a really jam-packed schedule this week. We just knocked out 2 interviews out of 3. Shit happens. Joe No is a no-show, even though we've been going back and forth. Obviously, he's wherever he's at, and he needs to use WhatsApp. He could be on vacation. He got a big win. And he doesn't want to use the phone, even though I would have been calling him. I doubt it charges him if I'm calling him, but yeah. So for tomorrow, we got Chris Glover. He's trained by Andre Rozier, and I believe he's from the UK. So it's an interesting story. 1-0 to be turning pro in the U.S. and stuff like that. That's going to be an interesting story. See how that happened. Then we got Montana Love, another very interesting interview / character. Shout out to Ohio Runs Boxing. We got Montana Love on the show for Tuesday, tomorrow. Then we got Wednesday, Steve Marcano. We got Impact Network television exec on the show. Plus we got Unified Champion Jessica McCaskill, WBA, WBC champion Jessica McCaskill on Wednesday. Thursday, we have now we got a jam-packed show Thursday, right? So we got Dr. Baustilla, who's going to inform us on everything coronavirus and coronavirus boxing. Then we have scheduled Andre Berto. We'll see how that goes. I scheduled the interview with Berto, but you see how honest I am with you guys. I scheduled the interview with Berto, but he wants me to connect him to the show via his publicist. I told you guys about Julie. Y'all know how it is. Look, we waiting 40 days for Shakur Stevenson's trainer, Michaela Mail's trainer, Jared Hurd's trainer, right? 40 days since we emailed her and talked back and forth. And he asked me to get him on the show, but go through her, right? So, like, I don't know what's going to happen with that Berto interview. He might be on, he might not be on. He's scheduled to be on at 10:30. We'll see. Richardson Hitchens, TMT, Floyd Mayweather promoted fighter. He's going to be on the show at 7:30 Eastern time for our evening Thursday night flagship show. Ronald Ellis, who's in camp with Canelo Alvarez. He's going to be on the show at 8 o'clock. Then we have Jose Ramirez, the unified WBC and the WBA, right? Or WBO champion. Jose Ramirez, unified, should be on the show on Thursday. Friday, we have IBF 130-pound champion Jamel Herring, and we have 130-pound contender Lamont Roach scheduled for Friday. So those are this week's shows. Look for those respected posts right here on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice, where you'll be able to ask all those guests one question per guest. One question per Patreon. So, yeah, that's another perk. And you can do that at the $3 level. Look, you can do that at the $3 level and still listen to the show on the phone right here at Blog Talk at 1-425-569-5241. And you're still supporting, and you're still participating, and you're still helping the train move. Let's go to Boomerang. J Mac, what up?
Yo. Hey. No disrespect, Doomsday. It's just been a while, and that's why I couldn't get your name out. Ness, you get real excited when you say that Canelo shit, huh?
Canelo!
We gotta start screaming another man's name, man. What's up with you with that Canelo shit, man?
Hey, at least I'm not repeating the same question to everybody. Bud.
Hey, I'm gonna ask everybody because I want that fight to get put on front and center where it's supposed to be at, and people start making excuses talking about other sides of the street,
sit on the
who
back,
this, who that,
back
who
burner,
he fought, and all that shit like that.
Back burner fight.
I'm gonna keep asking. That's gonna be my question, so I feel like it get its just due. But back to you screaming another man's name. What's up with that weird affection shit you got for Canelo?
I only affection
y'all
I got.
Eat that meat together?
Yeah, hell yeah, I love steak. I love steak.
Nah, you eat that Canelo meat, the meat man.
I'm 40. I wish I could get some of that Canelo meat. I'll tell you right now. Give me something beautiful. I'll take it all. I'm not a professional athlete. Give it to me all. I don't care, champ. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Nas said it, man. Dudes fear what they can't conquer, hate what they can't understand. And that's the problem. Nobody's been able to conquer Canelo other than Floyd, who did it when obviously Canelo wasn't ready. But that's okay. He still gets massive credit from me as one of the greatest of all time because the way he did it. Look at Canelo tight fight with Laura and Gennady, but not with Floyd. That's separation. That's skill. That shows something right there. You know what I mean? But that's why I appreciate a fighter like Canelo, because after such a devastating loss on the highest stage, 2.4 million tuned in live, paid big time money to watch that, and he got completely outclassed. That was embarrassing. That is what you speak of. When you said, I don't know, earlier today you said something about 2 undefeated fighters and somebody's getting back. Oh, Teofimo, you were saying.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing right there, and he was able to mentally get over that. That wasn't he got knocked out and you could write it off. Oh, he got caught cold. You know, Abner Mars, when Johnny Gonzalez knocked him out, he got caught cold. That's it. We wrote it off. He came back, boop, and he's in the business. Canelo got outclassed. He missed punches by miles. Everybody was cool in the audience because of the punches that Canelo was throwing, missing so much. He just fanned everybody to death. We were just chilling in the audience, you know what I mean? And that was embarrassing. But that man was so mentally strong. He's so made for this. He was built for this. He was bred for this. That shit did nothing. It's not even a blimp in his resume. It just was like, fuck that. Give me Laura. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. Let's do this. And ever since then, he's just been doing it. And I understand, man. I understand. They can't understand.
I understand too.
Why
You
he's
got
in
the
charge.
sombrero right under your desk, and you're ready to put it on at any given moment.
Listen. I've been to Canelo fights live. Thankfully, I've gotten to experience that, and I'm right there with the dudes in the UK. You know what I mean? There's something about the energy of a live stadium filled with cheering fans, and there's only Canelo can do that. I appreciate what Earl Spence did, and that's why I'm campaigning for him for a big fight, because I witnessed what he did in Dallas. That shit was electric. I've been to a lot of fights, bro. That was electric.
Texas shows up for their own.
Bro, whoa. Big time.
Don't mess with Texas.
And that's the issue, There's no big fights out there. Listen, there's a lot of hate on Earl. We could turn it into an Earl show. I don't care. It's like I said, I'm not chasing views. I'm chasing you, J-Mac. So this is what you want to talk about, champ. I'm going to keep you happy. I'm chasing you, not views. So the problem is that y'all hating on Earl because he got so many options. I mean, Earl's name is mentioned with Pacquiao. Earl's name is mentioned with Danny. Earl's name is mentioned with Porter. Earl's name now is mentioned with Canelo. Earl's name is mentioned with Bud is the last option. And there's probably other fighters that have mentioned Earl's name. You know what I mean? Like, he has options. I'm going to be Dora the Explorer. Opciones. He's got options, doggy. And when you got options, yo, you big EJ. You big EJ. You got 2 successful pay-per-views. See, I'm a hater because I tell the truth. I'm not making shit up about Crawford, dog. Like, I want the man on the show, but the truth is the truth. One man got 2 successful pay-per-views. One man doesn't. So, look, we could stop making it about resume, stop making it about pay-per-views, stop definitely making it about ticket sales, because we know who's the clear-cut A-side. We know that. So let's stop making it about that, and let's together as a community start finding a way to make Crawford more viable so that he's raised on that list of Canelo, Pacquiao, Danny, Porter, Crawford. We got to get him up that list. Fighting crab and lobster is not moving him anywhere.
Look, even though Cav Velasquez wasn't that name, he needs a good dancing partner, man.
Exactly.
He needs that dancing partner that's gonna put him out there and get the fans going. Like you said, Crab and Lobsters is not that type of name, and the list is gonna keep getting shorter. People are and look, as a boxer, you want to do things now, man. You want to do things now and as soon as possible. There's always the promotional and managerial red tape and the business red tape, but you gotta take things now while they're there, because we've already experienced what happened with Wilder and AJ, and we lost that fight, and we talked about it throughout the whole process of Wilder and AJ's camps and teams, going back and forth with the negotiations, and you can definitely diva yourself out of a fight. You act too much like a diva, and you forget the essence of what you're really fighting for. Or if some people got different motivations, but at the end of the day, as a fighter, you want to be remembered. Belts are cool, but at the end of the day, it's what they're gonna say about you, and that matters a whole lot to a lot of fighters. So, get these fights going now before we lose them.
Dude, but look, if someone loses, they weren't the dude we thought they were. It's just that simple, man. We've seen that happen before. We wanted Lopez Gamboa, and people forget that now. That's why I just laugh, because I've been here for so many years, bro. I know what boxing fans are. They fickle. When you could only talk about one fighter, you're fickle. Once he's gone, if he suffers a loss, it shows who you are. Are you going to ride with him, or are you done watching boxing now until you find a new favorite fighter? That's not, the type of boxing fan that I am, bro. Like, I'm watching your career regardless. Win, lose, draw. I still want to see Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson, Harrison, all them dudes, I still want to see them. Like, look, I still talk about Collazo. You know, I understand people's value, but I understand when their value also stops. You know, I understand when it's a difference between value and marketability. Just that simple, you know what I mean? You know, you must not be marketable if you could only be marketed in one fight. Like, that wasn't the case for Pacquiao and them. You know, Mayweather and Pacquiao needed to fight each other for the boxing fans. And because they struggled in negotiations, boxing fans didn't get turned off. They still ate up every single one of their fights, and they both, you know, became huge pay-per-views. But let me see who else is out there. You just got like one or two boomerangs to go to. But listen, if you got to cut out, do me. I understand. It's all good. Handle the anniversary. I am here for a few more minutes with a few more callers, and we'll get this done. We got Rap and Combat. Talk to me. Rap and Combat.
Rapeando y Combate. What's up, champ?
Going once, twice. You on mute? All right. We're going out to Boomerang. Intrigue. You ready?
Champ. Damn, two callers down for the count.
Nah, I mean, is that Intrigue is usually listening at work, just like Trey in the Bay. Stainless. Boomerang.
You already got my boomerang, but I did just send you $5 for a counterpunch. Domi, is your anniversary today? You got married or something?
Yeah, man. Yeah, 11 years with my lady, man. It's a blessing, man. And message to all those, man, that are in a long-term relationship, you know, and you know, sometimes, you know, you're like, damn, you know, you're arguing. Yeah, listen, love conquers all, and I'm glad I'm still next to mine, man.
Yeah, that's fact, man. Also, I wanted the counterpunch. I used my boomerang, but my baby turned 21 today, so I just want to wish her a happy birthday. Shout that out through my Patreon family, and shout out to my TBV family that might hear this in a week. You know what I'm saying? Pass it on, pass that love on. It's a day full of love. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this coronavirus thing take you too much. Also, I put a Wednesday workout challenge in the Patreon chat and in the Skype chat, so check that out if you're interested.
Oh, yeah?
Hit me up, maybe we can get that going. Yeah, it's just something small, you know what I'm saying? We all stuck at home anyway, so, you know what I'm saying? Let's take advantage of it.
All right, Stain, let me look at that.
Stainless, man, thanks for calling in. Let me see. We got, all right, so looks like we got to everybody on Skype. Basically, we going out to Caesar. Caesar, I believe you upgraded as well. What's going on, champ?
What up? What's up, Doomy? What's up, Ness?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, sorry about the background noise, man. I gotta listen to this shit all week. But yeah, so I just got word that on the job site, I guess 2 guys tested positive for the virus.
Holy shit! So they shut y'all down?
That's what it's looking like. I don't even think we're gonna finish this week off. We might not even finish the day off. So it looks like we're going to get shut down, which sucks, you know. I'd rather be working, but it is what it is, and safety first and all that good stuff. But, hey, man, on a lighter note, love the show. Great interviews. I gave Shadeja Green a follow, you know. I think she's going to be great. You know, she looks pretty dope. She looks hardcore, and by the looks of it, she's taking down Ness with a body shot. I'm thinking she's gonna do good in the pros, but yeah, man, great show. I told you I would upgrade, and I had to. Congratulations, Doomy, you know, on your anniversary. This virus kind of pushed back my wedding. Yeah, I was supposed to get married actually last. Yeah, I was supposed to do the thing last weekend, and the chapels they all canceled, so we had to reschedule, which is, I mean, it is what it is, you know. Like my mama says, man, uno pone, Dios dispone.
Yeah.
So, for sure. But, hey, man, great show. Love hearing Do Me on the show, man. You should get out here more often, brother. And man, have a great day, man. TBV for life.
All right, well, Caesar, man, thank you for calling in. You know,
a lot of weddings were canceled, bro.
Everything.
A lot of weddings, man.
Everything.
Even a wedding down here in Jersey. The governor actually went and made an address after the next day after, because there was a wedding out here with like 1,500 guests. They had to come shut it down.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
No, I seen some celebrities did a virtual wedding, and the people that were at the wedding, they did social distancing, so everyone was separated, and it was like few people, and it was streamed.
I mean, virtual proms. I mean, you know,
no virtual proms because schools are shut down.
No, virtual proms. These kids got together.
But how they doing a virtual prom if school shut down? You didn't even graduate yet.
Everybody's in their own house, dressed up with the background, you know, done up as a prom, and everybody's just online together, bro. I mean, look, man, together as a people, you know, when we get together and we show that love to each other, man, there's very little we can't do. You know what I mean?
Listen, let me get out to again new patron here. Trey, what up? You got to unmute. You just muted yourself. We ready to holler at you.
Trey Pan.
No, Trey Miller. Trey Miller. Are you just listening, champ?
Yeah.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah. Nah, man, I was trying to tell you I'm the male Trey, man, not the female Trey, man. Like,
yeah, we made that distinction. You're TRE.
I am the new. I did sign up for Patreon, $15. So I was trying, but I can't access like the chat or anything. Like I got the Patreon app.
Yeah. So once you get the app, right, and you go to like the link for the show.
See, it ain't no link. Like I ain't got no link. It's just
it's there. So you see the thumbnail? You see the picture of Teofimo and Vasyl? Just click.
Yeah.
Just touch the play. Hit the play button.
Yeah, but it's not. It's like it's just showing me like if you just watching a video with no chat.
So once you hit the play button, or before you hit a hard play. All right. So what a hard play means is like press that play button. You could just tap the screen, and you'll see the title of the show pop up on the video. Click that, and it'll send you to YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a private link. We got to keep it that way, or these dirt bags or
I seen the link on a previous show. I think a previous show that I rewatched because I went to Patreon then, so I rewatched like I think one of the show. Then I seen the link. But that's the only link I seen from the previous show that had a chat. The rest of them, I didn't see the link. But I have seen the link once, though.
If you got an Instagram, or matter of fact, don't worry about Instagram. Message me for the next couple of days before the show on Patreon, and I'll just send you the direct link until you get the hang of it.
All right, okay.
All right?
All right, appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, man, anybody that needs to be walked through, you can hit me up on Instagram, and I can send you voice messages. This way it's simpler for me, no typing. But if you don't have an Instagram, you're an older guy like me, you may not have an Instagram, cool.
It's totally cool because I know Ness that like even me, like for a while, I never clicked on the top link in the video.
Yeah.
So it would take me to that YouTube stream.
Yeah.
And I understand any of the Patreons out there that might be having that difficulty too. It's a little frustrating. We know that sometimes the app won't be as smooth. And it's very important to click.
Well, that they're looking for the chat. They want to chat, and you know, I'm not gonna lie. The chat is a different experience. It's more boxing talk. It's no more of the nonsense. So I could understand, you know, the wanting.
Look, if you're watching, you want to see the chat too, man. The chat's dope. You know what I mean? It's like having a plate of food. You got your steak, rice, and beans. You ain't on the chat. You don't got your rice.
Real quick, man. Real quick, just to send you some. I know you got to go. You should definitely go.
Yeah, champ.
But this one's for you. Steven says yesterday's show was fire. I like listening to the full panel. Really happy to see Doomy back. Really happy to see Doomy back a bit too. You guys are smashing it. Well, thank you. And it's like we said, man, we're catering to you guys more. No more chasing views. We're chasing you. We went to Caesar Keem. Everybody there. Looks like we went to. Oh yeah, we got to go to JT. You've been given status by Trey in the Bay. What up?
Yeah.
Damn. You're a little bit
What's
choppy there.
Shout out. I sound choppy. Hold on.
Nah. You good now?
Yeah. Well, look. Yeah. Congratulations on that 300. Eventually it's gonna turn to 400. Then it's gonna turn to 5. Then we going up from there. Yeah. Congratulations on that. Good move. To Patreon nest for the show and stuff like that. Love and support. But like I said, man, I'm still rolling with Aerospace over Canelo. Your guy, your day one. So I mean, like I say, I hope that fight do get made. I hope that fight happen. I take Canelo. I take Arrow beat him at 160. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have to work that hard to get down to 147. So that's all I got.
All right. Well, I'll end it. Final thoughts is, I wouldn't be as torn. I think I'm gonna still ride with Canelo. I'm gonna say his experience, the fights he's been in, and the size is gonna play a factor. Plus, look, man, we gotta believe Canelo's living that life. He's living that life. That's what he shows us. He could be lying, but what we see is him living that boxing life. So I would be picking Canelo, but I would be super happy for Earl.
Bro, I want to see the fight. Even though I'm going with Canelo as well, I still want to see the fight.
Me too.
This is look, man. Canelo Alvarez is in legend mode right now.
Yes.
Everything he's doing from Cove Up is legendary.
Yep.
He wants people to talk about him, and this is what I'm telling you. You got the fighters that want to be remembered for making money, and you got fighters that want to be remembered for giving the fans the greatest fights that they could possibly give them, entertaining. And I think legendary is what Canelo's going for. And man, sometimes you can get both. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Mayweather didn't do his legendary fights as well.
But isn't it unfair that people consider that, like, they believe Crawford could beat Earl, but turn around and say Crawford's too small to fight Canelo, but then turn around and say Earl could beat Canelo? Like, I don't know.
There's definitely some how do you say
it's like nobody's willing to see Bud.
It's not confusion.
Because no, you don't hear anybody saying Bud versus Canelo, and if you even mention it, like, nah, man, he's too small. He started at 135, but they saying Bud is gonna outclass or beat up. He's the guy to dethrone Earl.
Well, you know what? This is when we start getting into weight classes and what that does and what matters. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, if you got Earl Spence and Bud Crawford at 147, we got a different fight. We got a different fight. It's a different fight. People just got to understand that. You can go ahead and mix match them, but at the end of the day, it's the weight that's gonna make that separation. Obviously, a 160-pound Bud versus a 160-pound Earl Spence. 9 out of 10 times you pick a Earl. You know what I'm saying? It's just because of the body type, and he's bigger. He walks around at that weight. Yeah, Bud makes a great fight at that weight with Earl. You know what I'm saying? And definitely doesn't see Canelo at a 160. It doesn't make sense for the body type and the fight and the weight that they've been fighting for forever. And what weight does Bud Crawford walk at? I really am not sure about that. Ness, you might know a little bit more about what that's like, or what weight he usually walks around and how much he blows up. But yeah, Canelo versus Spence. I'm gonna lean towards Canelo, man. I love Earl. I love his fighting style. We know he could fight Mexican style.
Damn.
He did it with Porter, huh?
Nah. You might as well cut out. I think I got to stick around and talk about this little Triple H shit. Cause we don't chase views no more, so it's not gonna be its own show. But this Triple H shit is funny.
Talking about WWE?
Yeah, you ain't see Triple H's Twitter. He trolling Wilder, and ESPN picked it up. So he clipped a ring entrance that he did with a heavy looking gold suit, and said and then put the words like he said just an FYI, The entrance costume was super heavy, like 45 pounds. My legs were shot. Only reason Daniel beat me with like 7 exclamation points. He's killing them, bro. I got to screen share this
that's
shit.
that Tyson Fury WWE connection right there. You see that? They pulling out all sorts of shit, man. Man, I'm out.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the ESPN love, you know what I mean?
I'm out. Glovegate.
Do your thing. But yo, talking to Glovegate, bro, Ishe Smith is going hard on that, bro. He's going hard. I think I'm gonna have to get Ishe on, bro. Ishe is going hard on that. And he's on Tyson Fury's side, bro. He's making videos on his YouTube channel. He's calling dudes all types of names for believing. He screenshotted a picture of Earl Spence punching Kell Brook with his glove looking insane. And he's like, look, I'm going to leave that right here for all you motherfuckers talking about Tyson Fury gloves. Because now this is Earl. Now his Earl glove look crazy versus Kell Brook. So, yo, he's doing the whole conspiracy dirty. He's on it every day like a fucking boxing detective. Like, dog.
It's crazy. You can show me anybody. My eyes don't lie to me. You can't tell me I'm blind or I got glaucoma or what the you ain't telling me none of that.
What you talking about, bro?
What I'm saying is that the videos are out there. The gloves look crazy. They're bent in ways that you can't fathom. Yeah, it's just too much video evidence out there, man. What else is to be said? Look, at the end of the day, let's get it. Let's as boxing fans, right? Let's just come to terms. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about this. Nobody gonna do nothing about this. This is gonna stay in the fans' hands. We're gonna have to just eat this. Ain't gonna be no turnovers. It ain't gonna be we're taking Tyson's belts. Forget about that. That shit is not happening. What's happening is the third fight, and Wilder got to go in there and take care of business. That's all there is to it, bro.
Here it is. I found it. I got to screen share this before we go, bro. This is crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. There's too many videos out there, bro, and too much evidence for it not to be true, and not to be real. Like, I'm not blind.
Well. Just know I reached out to Ishe when he's on. Don't be shy.
Oh no, I'm gonna be on his chest.
Don't be shy.
I'm going Mexican style.
Because you better go through his Instagram first and see already.
Yeah, he's gonna present.
I mean, not his Instagram. Go through his Twitter and see first. He's already made some arguments, so you could at least prepare yourself. You know what I mean?
No, I'm prepared. You know me. We was on Sirius XM. You know how when the mics went off, I had to tell. Like, this is possible, bro. What do you mean he don't got no advantage on him? Everything is possible, bro. It's just, are you witty enough and crazy enough to do it on a stage like that? I don't know. And again, it was not just the second fight. It was the first and second fight. It's too much evidence. We're going to treat this Glovegate as a trial by the people, because you know we ain't going to get no justice from any of these sanctions.
But you saying right? Justice like you already made up your mind that there was something up.
In my own mind, you could call me crazy. The Furies can call me crazy. They can call me crazy, but you're not going to tell me that I'm wrong in what I'm seeing.
What do you mean?
Bro,
wait. Give it 15 seconds, I think, at least. Do you have a window open with the show? Check the app or something. Go to the show so you can see what I'm showing you, bro.
Nah, I definitely don't got it.
Dude, you gotta at least go to your phone and go to Twitter. Then go to his Instagram, to his Twitter, Triple H Twitter, so you can see what I'm showing the people right now. Because, he's hilarious, bro. Let me see. Can I put and it's already got 3.5 million views. Jesus. Yeah, this is his ring walk. We're doing no music, but you see his ring walk. So he's in this heavy ass warrior-like mask and crown and skull and shoulder pads. So he trolled.
Yeah, I'm peeping it, man. WrestleMania 30 on you.
So he trolled at the top. Look, he says, just an FYI, the entrance costume was super heavy, like 45 pounds. My legs were shot. Only reason Daniel beat me. Mad exclamation points. I mean, bro, you can't buy this shit, bro. I mean, you can't make it up.
And this is that Tyson Fury connection.
Absolutely, that's backing him. Absolutely, that's that WWE. And this is exactly why I said, why wasn't Wilder on WWE, man? They dropped the ball. And look, now Triple H straight up 3.5 million people just seen that. And that's only on his shit. I mean, on ESPN, because ESPN, at ESPN, he's tweet quoting at ESPN. So on ESPN's channel, they already seen it, 3.5 million times. on Triple H's, he got it retweeted over 25 times and liked close to 200,000 times.
Yo, I can't believe he did this. Yo, this costume is kind of similar too, man. This shit crazy.
I mean, obviously it has way less. He just got shoulder pads and a helmet, but no, he killed them with this. This is an amazing troll right here, and I feel fucking bad for Wilder right now. Like, damn, niggas, they coming for him right now.
This is what I'm saying. Like, yo, this glove gate is gonna stay in the people's hands, man. And it's not like we can do anything about it. But look, at the end of the day, they're gonna talk about this. This is gonna be talked about forever now. This is in the books. Whether Fury's camp or Wilder's camp want to believe either of their stories, this is going to be in the people's minds now forever. This will be remembered. So, it's for us to take a poll. I mean, we had some petitions going around that they would just pop up on my YouTube and about people.
That petition is growing some legs, bro. That's insane.
I mean, thousands and thousands of people believe this.
Yes,
so when we're talking about it here on air, it's not just me and you.
Listen, let's cut out. I know you got to go. Plus, we'll be back at 7 p.m. for Untitled. If you haven't dropped your questions or suggestions on what you want us to talk about, so J-Mac, if you want to talk Bud, drop it there. And JT, you want to talk Canelo Earl? Drop it there. But if you want to talk, I don't know. One of you guys are a basketball coach, I believe. You want to talk some kids basketball, whatever. We can talk anything on Untitled.
Y'all want to talk about supernovas and outer space?
Gotcha. Yeah.
I want to talk about conspiracy theories and X viruses? I got you too, champ.
Yeah, you want to keep the Glovegate conversation going. We'll be back at 7 p.m. for Untitled. Check it out. We're definitely going to be reviewing movies and other things, music, things like that. But definitely every suggestion or topic that you guys added in the post on Patreon. And don't forget to look out for new posts on Patreon today and throughout this week that represent the guests that we will have on the show so that you can ask them your live question at the time. Yeah, man, that's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Peace.
And on Doomsday, Alex_Doomsday_ Linez, Lainez. Or you can catch me on Twitter too, Alex Linez TBV. We out here.
Peace.